Guess what, everybody? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Yay! Am I too loud or anything? How's it sound? This is my new microphone. Can you guys see? Hey, Jerry. See, it can like do it different colors. So I figured out my issue with my microphone this whole time was that I didn't have my headphones plugged into it. Oh, cool. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. I wanted, I got this for, what was it? Mother's Day, I think it was. And, yeah, it's really cool. I don't know where he got it. I assume off Amazon. That's usually where he buys everything. So it's Moano, I think is the name of it. I need a new keyboard too. I was watching somebody the other night and they were talking about, like, I love to hear her type because it's not super loud. And, you know, my keyboard is like aggressive typing and it's called a bubble keyboard. So I think I need to get myself some of that too. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I got to show you guys a picture of this stuff. If you can get this in your area, I highly recommend it. It is my son's favorite cake in the whole world. And this is what he requested for his birthday. Here, I will. Is that showing up? Yeah, that's what I want. It's like a quiet keyboard. Something that I don't sound like, oops. This right here. Sanders chocolate fudge bumpy cake. And if you can see, it is the yummiest chocolate cake. And then it has strips of like really thick, rich, like vanilla buttercream across the top. And then they take like a chocolate ganache and pour it over the top of it. And I can only handle a couple of bites because it is so rich, but it is so good. So if I get it at Kroger or Walmart in the frozen like bakery section, but you can even mail order these cakes and they are, oh my gosh, they are just beyond yummy. Yeah, it is so good by the Saunders Bakery. And because we used to always, for our family, we live in the Midwest, and Bill Knapp's was always a big thing growing up. And so we always used to get, and they had their own bakery, so we'd always get Bill Knapp's chocolate cakes for all of our birthdays in the family. My mom was not a cake maker. And then I think it was probably the 90s that they went out of business. And we couldn't, well, no, maybe 2000s. But, and when I used to make all my son's cakes. And one year, I think I was sick or something. And my mom had grabbed one of these and said, just to try it. Oh my gosh, we've been hooked ever since. So that's his birthday cake. If I don't get a chance to make him a cake, then that's the birthday cake he picks. So usually his dad buys him that. He has that at his dad's, and then he has a homemade one here. But it was just craziness. I didn't have time, so he was happy. He said, oh, Mom, he's like, I have eaten so much cake, but I'm fine with it. So, yeah, they are really, really good. And the spaghetti was really good. Garlic bread was really good. I am full. Pasta, it's good, but it's always really heavy later on. But it was good. And he had a nice birthday. He collects HO scale trains. And so he got a bunch of big trains at his dad's house. And then here he asked me, he just wants, he wanted me to get him Steam gift cards for his games on his computer. So I thought, that's easy. He's 17 this year. I can't believe either of us made it, but we did. So yikes. But yeah, that was our evening tonight, and he didn't want to do anything else. He was tired when he got home from his dad, so he laid down, took a nap. Then I ended up doing the same thing. It's cottonwood season here right now, and so everybody's got allergies and just blech, and we all feel like junk and are tired. So we took a nap and then got up and made dinner and got the little one hosed off because he was covered in spaghetti and chocolate. Got him in bed. I've got my shower hair, so you have to excuse me. I didn't get all dolled up for you tonight, but I wanted to come live. I hadn't decided if I was going to come live or not yesterday. And then I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know. I had gotten a cheeseburger earlier when my son was begging for a Happy Meal. So I took him to go do that. Oh, thank you, Edward. But so we, I will let him know. Austin. Thank you. He's asleep right now. Yep, he's asleep. So we had, I went through McDonald's. I was just going to get a Coke, and it smells good. So I ordered a cheeseburger. I had a cheeseburger, and I ended up with a stomachache the rest of the night. All right. Well, then driver came home later, brought home Burger King, and I ate maybe a quarter of a chicken sandwich. I just started feeling yucky, and then I ended up sick all night. So when I got up in the morning, I think I got food poisoning, either from the cheeseburger or the chicken sandwich. I don't know which, but it wasn't a fun night. So then I couldn't sleep. And so what I ended up doing was, I do have now on my channel description, I've got my link tree. So all my links are there. And I've got it linked up. I've finally got Rumble and Twitch. I think those are the only two. Rumble and Twitch linked up to my YouTube also. So once I figure out how to use those, then I'll be streaming on all 3 platforms. So, other than that, that's it. So anyway, we've been following this Alex Murdaugh trial the last couple days or couple weeks, and Brian Enton published something the other day and was talking about that Blanca has spoken out again. Blanca was the housekeeper, the one that cooked dinner that night for them before this all happened. And he has, I haven't watched this yet. I just kind of skipped through it. So, before I say any of that though, listen, in fact, that not a troll is probably her. I gotta tell you guys, I think you'll get, anybody that's been with me since the beginning knows the whole story of Kelly and how she got caught lying about who she was, etc. And I'll put the video link in the description of this live, so if you guys do want to go through and see it. So a year later, she is still reporting my video, and it's so funny. A year later. Okay. So for 4 seconds, where she believes I doxed her, which I did not. She's ridiculous, and it has been I do too. I haven't cleaned my glasses. But so I'm sitting there last night and I felt so cruddy. I couldn't sleep. And just something told me, just like, go look in your email. And yeah, she reported me again, for a privacy complaint, 4 seconds. And I'm gonna say exactly the same thing that I do every time she does it. And I put it in my little folder. I think we're on like number 7. Um, you're not gonna bully me into taking my video down. You're not gonna pressure me into taking anything out of my video. You lied and you got caught because you were stupid. And that's not my problem. You will never be friends with me again. And you will never be in my circle. You'll never know anything about my children, about my family, nothing. Oh, exactly. Exactly, Doug. I'm feeling the same way. Like, I just thought, I'm not mad. I think she thinks it's going to make me mad, or she's going to do something, like she's really going to make, like, something's going to happen because of it. And it's just not. It's just not. And she's come in on an alt on that video and made comments. And one of her comments was, is go to the gym and stick to nails, girl. And I think that's hilarious because this is the thing. Okay. I have a home. I have children. I have a relationship. I have a business. I have an online platform where I get to try to build a community, and I get to show off my business that I'm very proud of. And those are all the things that you want. And so if you want those things, what you need to do is you are the one that needs to get to the gym. And you need to start working on yourself instead of obsessing over someone who doesn't care about you and doesn't want anything to do with you. Okay? If you want all those things, you have to make yourself into a person that brings something to other people. You want something from everyone in your life, then you have to make yourself into someone that gives back to them, that brings something to a relationship, well, that's exactly it. Oh, she's not playing in my thoughts at all. That's my whole point that I'm making. I'm the one playing in her thoughts. And I'm just over here living my life. I have friends in real life and I have online friends both. And I know where to draw the line. And I also have those friends in both real life and online. Because I'm too busy living life to play little stupid games like that. And to literally sit there and keep reporting a video. Honey, nobody cares who you are. Nobody knows who you are, and nobody cares who you are. The only way that anyone's going to find out who you are is if you keep acting like a fool out in front of everybody. You need to work on yourself. Work on your hair. Work on your nails. Work on your inner self. Be proud of yourself. Don't be sitting there watching other women all the time. This video is renting space in your head for free. And what you don't realize is that nobody gives a crap except for you. And I'm not going to, like I said, be bullied or harassed into taking down a video that I took the time to make and give my opinion on your shitty behavior. So if you don't like it, tough. Get over yourself. And exactly. Do your hair, do your nails, do yourself a favor, okay? Because nobody cares. We're over here having fun, enjoying our lives. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what next laundry load I want to put in. My house smells like fabric softener right now. I'm happy. My kids are in bed sleeping. My oldest turned 17 today. I can't believe it. And I get to use my new microphone. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do about any of it. So work on yourself. Don't let people that don't want you in their lives rent space in your head for free. I don't want you anywhere near me. I've blocked you on everything for a reason. And yeah, I mean, be smarter when you're faking who you are, because I do too. And I have the little scent beads too. Oh, I love those. I got the big bottle this time. But yeah, you're wasting your time. And I don't know. I feel bad for you. And I really do hope you get help. And you're not doing anything to me. So, yeah. You know, I mean, grow up. So, oh, I love him. I can't use him in my little guy's stuff because he gets like, he's got, they say they don't call it eczema at this age, but it's eczema. And it really flares up if I use any kind of fabric softener or scent bead. So I have to put his stuff separate. But the teenager stuff and the man stuff, oh yeah. And then my stuff. I've got the April Fresh ones right now. And I have the Gain ones. And the Gain ones smell really, really good too. I've been putting those in driver and in my oldest clothes. And I guess they have some that smell like cologne and stuff like that. They have man beads. So go figure. Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. It's my dryer vent was right next to my deck. So if I sit out there at night, I'll do that. I'll kick that on and just smell that smell. Oh, it smells so good. And my neighbor next door, I don't know what she uses, but she always kicks the dryer on at night and it smells so good. So it's smelling nice in our backyards. Oh yeah. Yeah, well that's the thing is I always used to use Arm & Hammer. But when my mom passed, she would go, if like they would have like sales on laundry detergent, she'd go and buy like 1 million bottles of it. And so I'm still going through, and that's what she had. Apparently there was a big sale on Gain because I've been using that, and that's why I ended up buying the scent beads. I thought, oh, it smelled so good. See, that's why we're all super cool, because we use Gain. I love it. Well, yeah, and it lasts a really long time. Like my oldest, he'll come home from Tide's too expensive. And Tide gave my boys both of them bad rashes. Yeah. I think there's too many Gain is really perfumey too, but maybe it's whatever they use. I don't know. There is another company. It's expensive, but a couple of people have told me it's called Laundry Sauce. And I guess they have some really good smelling like little pods and stuff like that. Okay, now I have a question for you guys, for you Gain users. Does Gain have pods? Because that's how my oldest has to do his laundry. I'm just starting to get him to do his laundry. And he does it. He's on the spectrum. He's afraid of chemicals and he doesn't want to touch the laundry detergent. So I'd gotten him some Arm & Hammer pods. Okay, I'll have to look for those then. Because he has to do the pods so that he's protected. Oh my gosh. And I don't mean to be like insensitive. I'm an autism mom, so I have to learn to laugh about a lot of stuff, but He's so funny with his OCD when he doesn't want to touch stuff. He's got these like dish gloves. Like it reminds me of like when they talk about Howard Hughes walking around with like not touching anything. Like and tonight was garbage night, so there was lots and lots of hand washing. So, all right. Well, I just had to get that out though. I thought I can't believe I almost forgot to say something, but I just kept thinking of that song by Elton John, that I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I won't sing, but like, you're not doing anything to me, Kelly. You're just pretty much annoying me and making me have to check one more box in my email when I delete stuff. So, yeah, I just keep everything. I've got her text messages that she sent me. I've got her every time it's reported. It's 4 seconds, you guys. 4 seconds of a video. What? That's crazy. That's creepy. Okay, that's creepy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I'm like, didn't know it's so popular. But no, it was somebody, she lied about who she was, and she got into a chat where everyone in it was who they said they were. And yeah, so yeah, that's what I've got. We got the pump bottles, you know. But yeah, I just said I don't have a problem. That's something I will never have a problem with, anyone that wants to be anonymous. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a really smart thing to do when you're online. But you have to make sure that people know that's not really you. And if she begged to get into a text thread with real phone numbers, real people talking to each other, and real pictures, and she showed up on mine and one of the other girls' suggested friends in Facebook. And I didn't have my glasses on, and I'm like, is that her? But then I put my glasses on, and the face was nothing like her, and the name was totally off. I'm like, that's not her. And then I looked on the profile and started seeing like, you know, like stuff that she had put on her fake Facebook account and all of that. And I thought, oh. So what she had done is she had probably logged in. Oh my gosh. No, that's so mean. Yeah, no. I cannot condone that. But she's definitely one of the people that would probably be on that show. But like, yeah, uranium. And then she just couldn't understand why everyone was mad. And she was one of those kind of people that she'd been kind of asked to leave the community that she was in because of some of her crap, and then she swore she didn't do it. She came back, and then guess what? She did it. She was doing it, talking junk about everybody. All these people that were supposedly her good friends, who she ran back to after we found out that she was lying and said beat feet. So I find that funny too. But hey, oh well. I know this too. I remember that. I was like, oh. See, all my alts are all me. They say my name in them. I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I'll come in. I don't care who knows where I'm at. Like, I don't have anything to hide. I watch a little bit of everybody. I don't ever have time to watch a full video of somebody usually. But I've got time to, like, here I'll sit down, have some coffee, and be like, hey, you know, listen to them for 15, 20 minutes, listen to so-and-so, whatever. I don't really, and it's from people all across the board, all different, you know, walks of life, everything. So, not walks of life, but genres. Is that the word I'm looking for? All different genres. Yeah. So well, I used to have okay, back in the day of MySpace, I used to be a gamer and I had 15 MySpace accounts because they were all characters in this game that we played. We had a big group. What we did is we had different themed armies in this game. And one of them was Marvel comic book characters. And I was what is her name? Polaris, which is Magneto from X-Men's daughter. Um and so that was my favorite out of all the characters that I got to be. But then we would go in and we would like in the game have wars with people like in our different uh accounts, and they didn't know it was us, but we knew it was us. There's like about 50 of us. It was pretty fun. um well, see, we always do, it's called Pale Chat. It's kind of like Discord. You can like play music, we could play games. We used to do Saturday night or Sunday day, like Sunday afternoon movies, and somebody would like buy a movie on YouTube and then restream it through there, and we'd all watch it, and it was just fun. It was so much fun. Oh, which that's another thing that reminds me. Truth, did you get that thing that I sent you about that movie? I want okay, I want Doug in on this too, because I know he knows, like, so I see, mine's been Cutsy. It started, well, it was Razor for a while. I was a bounty hunter in one of the games that I played in, and so my name was Hair Razor, because hairdresser, so for short they just called me Razor. And I had a partner who was also a bounty hunter. This guy, I met a lot of really cool people out of this. This guy was like 6'4", okay? And he was one of the like main guys, not the head of, but one of the main guys for the security in Orange County prison out in LA. And we used to like joke around, because you just kind of like joke around about your character, their storyline, whatever. Well, the joke is that I used to sit in a backpack that he wore, and I was kind of a weapon of my own, because I had one of the highest bounties on the game at the time for people to take me out, because I was just really good at this game. And so the joke is that I would lie in wait in his backpack with my big bazooka, and then I would jump out, because a bazooka was one of the things on the game, and I would jump out and go crazy. Exactly, Hellraiser. Oh, I was. And that was back in the day when I was quite a bit more wild. We'd be partying and everything while we were doing all of this. So it was, yeah, it got pretty interesting some nights. I was such a dork, but I had so much fun. And I did meet a lot of people. I have a friend that lives like maybe 15 minutes from me that I met playing this game. And exactly. Exactly. Oh, Neopets. I remember those. This was called the game was called Mobsters, and I was a bounty hunter for this crime family that was on there. Not a real crime family, and it was cool because it used to sometimes connect to other games on MySpace. So we would go into Texas Hold'em, and we'd go into tournaments, and we'd find tables where, like, say there was like maybe two people, one person sitting at a table that took like 12 or 10, and we'd fill up the rest of the seats, and we'd call it cash balling. And we'd sit there and play poker back and forth, and we'd end up getting each other's money, and we could transfer money to other people that way and get money off of the one person in the room that didn't know us, and it would spend as in-game money on mobsters. So it wasn't really honest. But the cool thing is that the actual creator and developer of the game was on our team. He was on ours, and he was on the other teams. There was two groups of people that originally started out and made teams on this game instead of just um, playing singly. And he ended up becoming a member of ours and the other team so that he could learn how to put more security in the game, more things to block people from doing those things. I mean, we didn't care. It was fun. We taught him, we showed him how we did things. And so he was, and his name was the Godfather, and no one else in the game could use that name. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But now, since I have blabbity-blad for a half hour, so again, back to Murdaugh. There's so many theories about Alex Murdaugh, and in the 911 call, you can hear him talking to someone. He says "here" to someone, and he swears he didn't. He swears he's talking to the person on 911, yada yada. I don't think that's true. And now, from what I gathered from what Brian Enton, just the first few minutes, is Blanca, whom we're going to watch her testimony this week. It's 2 hours long. Oh my gosh. Yes. I had my codes for Spyro, Doug. I need to play Spyro again. Maybe I'll do that on Twitch one night. I'll play Spyro. So now Blanca's coming out saying that she knows or she believes that there was people there to help clean up that night. And a lot of us agreed that what we heard on that it was the first interrogation, I think, in the truck with Sled, where we heard him say, "Oh, I done him so wrong." I swear that's what he said. And I cannot wait. I was watching this morning the testimony of that criminologist that I'm gonna have to go back and get his exact title, but he knows about like trajectories. He can do like crime scene analysis. He can set the crime scene back up, show you exactly what happened, figure out where everyone is. And I was listening to his testimony. He is a sweetheart, by the way. You guys are gonna love him by the end of the thing. If you didn't see him before, I just want to pinch his little cheeks. He's such a sweetie. But he was talking about the difference, and I had forgotten about this, of how the defense describes, how their expert describes that Paul and Maggie were shot versus how this gentleman describes it. And how this gentleman describes it is exactly what I thought is, and I don't remember if he says this or not, because there's question about whether they thought that Alex had kneeled down and aimed, or was he walking by. And I always thought about him being on, it's not the golf cart, it's that four-wheeler thing, but being on that because of the level of how the gun was being held and the angle, all of that. I always thought that he was, because I don't think he even had enough, I think he's a coward, and I don't think he was brave enough to walk right up on Paul. I think it was very quick because it doesn't seem like Paul had much time to react and move out of the way or anything like that. And they ended up finding pellets up in the top of the door jamb. Well, that's something I was watching, and I gotta find that one again too. How was it? It talked about, like, not necessarily two guns, but the possibility of two ammunitions, so that it seemed like it came from two guns or something like that. I'm gonna have to watch it over again. It has been so long. Oh, Mario Kart. My friend and I used to literally get in fist fights over Mario Kart. Navy SEALs, I remember that. Tony Hawk, I loved Tony Hawk. And Need for Speed Underground. That is another one of my favorites. I had a little purple Audi. It was sweet. And I used to I would win over my ex-husband constantly, and he would literally just get so mad and go to bed. That and Major League Ball, one of the Major League Ball games, I can't remember which one it was, but it had a home run derby, and I'd whoop him on that too. And there was one other one, the one where you had to do the crashes. You actually got points from crashing, doing the best crash. And Twisted Metal, of course, that was another good one. But shoot, I can't remember. You had to like do all these obstacles and make like, and as like the cars would crash, you'd see the money going up. You had to do like so much damage, like monetarily, to get like gold, bronze, silver, gold, excuse me. So I can't remember now. Shoot. Oh. And I'll put it in Discord. Do you guys remember? So I couldn't sleep last night. So I was watching all that stuff with this isn't it, by the way. I watched that Richard Nolette last night. Yes, Burnout. Yes. Thank you. I still have all those games. And I have a PS2 sitting right in the other room. But it needs to be cleaned so bad. We tried to play a movie on it a while back, and it goes like it'll like pause. Like it doesn't spin, it just kind of like, it like jerks as it's spinning. So I think it needs to go. I don't even know if anybody services those anymore. My oldest dad has his Super Nintendo still. He loves it. And Andrew, my oldest, he's got a PS4. And I've got one of my two favorite games is Kingdom Hearts and Spyro. And they got me Spyro for it when they got it, but I haven't played it yet. But on Twitch, I know that I can stream my games and stuff like that somehow. So I've just got to figure all that out. Oh, I bet you I can just do it with an HDMI cord on here. Duh. But yeah, I've got that all set up. So, it was from my original PlayStation. It was called Gex. That's another good game. Yeah, and I've got it all set up on there. I tried TikTok, but TikTok said, oh my gosh, Guitar Hero. I have actually, we've got the Flying V and one of the wood guitars up in a cupboard in the other room. We have like the first 4, I think it is. I was so good at Guitar Hero. And that's the other thing too. My ex-husband was an actual guitar player, and he sucked at that game. And I always said, it's because you're playing it. You're trying to play it like a guitar, and I'm playing it like a game controller. Because I didn't. It's like you can't actually be. You have to have rhythm, but you can't actually be a guitar player because it doesn't have the same response as a guitar does, and same whatever. So I thought that was funny. But no, what I was saying is, so I listened to all that Richard Nolette stuff last night, and you guys have got to watch. Remember when I said when this started, some of the stuff that he was saying, I'm like, I feel like I've seen this movie. Like, I wasn't being like sarcastic. Like, I swear I've seen this movie before. There's a movie with Bill Paxton in it. It's called Frailty. And it is about a man who grows up and tries to get the police to believe him that his father and his brother are serial killers, that his father is training his brother to be a serial killer, and he ran away and disconnected from them because he didn't want that life. And oh my gosh, it popped up in my head today. So I am going back. Let me see. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Come on. Here I am. Sorry. Oh, never mind. That's... There, I was trying to find the link to it. It's called Frailty. It's Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth. Let's see if you guys can see this. Somebody else said today that YouTube was being stinky about comments. Like just getting rid of them. Like Google was just let's see. Let me turn off my music.
Do for you, Mr.
Meeks. Name's Fenton Meeks. Listen, this may sound a little bit crazy, but I know who the goddamn killer is.
All right, I'll buy. Who?
You hadn't even heard me out yet, and already you doubt me. Why is that?
Because in a case like this, nobody just walks into the office and tells you who the killer is. It just doesn't happen that way.
Sometimes truth defies reason, Agent Dole.
Yeah? So who is it then?
My brother.
So,
did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? If you can watch this movie, it is really, really good. It's scary as all get out. But I'm telling you, I own this movie. I actually own 2 copies of this movie. That's how good it was. It is so good. Yep. And remember, that's what I was saying at the beginning when he first came out. I feel like I'm watching a movie. I feel like I'm watching a movie. It's from 2001. And and then when I heard him talk last night, I'm like, wait a minute. And it popped in my head this morning. I'm like, I know. And I went and looked it up and I'm like, that is the movie. I remember seeing a movie just like this. And yep, 2001. Oh, yes, Jerry, we used to play that too. My friend Trevor and I would take his mom would get so mad at us, but me and him and his brothers would flip the couch upside down so that it was up. So that was our duck blind. Yeah. and we'd get back there and we'd fight over that game too. And then what is it? There was a trick to it. Like if you aimed for like a certain corner, you would get it no matter what.
What can I do for you, mister?
I'm trying to find. Let's see. Stir of Echoes, that's another good one. And Fallen. I own this one too. They're so good. And yes, I still own movies. Let me see if I can find anything else on this, because it's just like, oh, here. Oh, yes, Identity. I own that one. 1408. I still need to get 7. Yes. But I thought about this when he was talking about, like, the sacrifices. I saw that in the movie theater first. And yeah, I love 1408. Identity. I will. That's one of those movies. See, I love movies like that where you think it's something, where it keeps switching. I love the mind game movies where you think you've got it, or you think you're watching one thing and you're actually watching something else. Like um oh, what was that movie with Bruce Willis in it? It wasn't scary, but Sixth Sense, where at the end of the movie you're like, oh, I love movies like that. And it's hard to trip me up, so that's why I really love it. And 7, I still need to get 7. I still like watching watching DVDs. We've got I've got one of those it's like a 6-disc DVD player in the living room. And so on like a rainy day in the summer, we can just load those up and go. And another thing that I love like war movies. And yes, one of my favorite war movies is Apocalypse Now. My dad was a Vietnam vet, and he actually got me watching that one. And he said that movie was probably the closest he could depict of any depiction that he had watched or seen of what it was like over there. And just and The Thin Red Line, those both, that takes place in the Korean War. Those are both like 3-hour movies, but they're one of those ones where you get your PJs on, you turn off all the lights, you get the breeze going through the house, and you just sit there with your surround sound and watch these movies. And yeah, I love it. And Full Metal Jacket, of course. Of course, you have to. Well, I think, isn't it you, Doug, that you're like, we both love that Vincent D'Onofrio? I've loved him in every single thing he's done. What's another? Oh, The Cell. That's another movie I've got that, I'm not a huge J-Lo fan, but that was a good movie too. That's what I might do this weekend. Just watch a bunch of movies. Oh, yes. I love that movie too. That is so good. Honestly, same with Robin Williams. I was of the age group that I used to watch Mork and Mindy, which was the TV show that he was on back in the day. And I loved his comedy. I always thought he was hilarious. But then when he started being doing more serious roles like Awakenings with Robert De Niro, oh, that one's good. That one's really good. And I'm trying to think of is it Photo Booth? That one's a psychological thriller. He's like stalking people from the photographs. He works at one of those photo mats in a parking lot. And then there's the one It was on my feed a while ago, where he is the radio DJ, and there's a girl that claims that she has cancer or something like that, or some kind of disease, and she's calling in. He ends up finding out that it's like a total hoax, and I grew up in the day we didn't have cable till I was in like 6th, 7th grade, something. 6th grade, I think it was. I came home from camp and we had cable and we had a VCR, and I was like, whoa, like nice, Um, I'm a huge movie buff though. I've watched so many, so many. Um, oh, it's me too. I'm all over the place today. I'm in pain. I'm, it was my oldest birthday, so we were rushing around to do that, and I am in squirrel mode today for sure. So, but no, and I wanted to, and I'm the one that brought up movies, so it was totally my fault. But you guys have got to watch that. If you're following the Richard Nolette stuff, you've got to watch that movie, Frailty. And because it's not exact, but it just, there's things that just kind of go ding, 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 ding for me. And I'm like, ooh. And he's about my age, I think. And so he would know these movies. They would have been right in, the same era, whatever. He would have been an adult when these movies came out, so he would have watched them and things like that. And I took a lot of notes last night on my phone. A lot of notes. In 5 hours, we still didn't get to Nancy Guthrie. Oh. Oh, I bet you I can too, Doug. Gala Walkers. Don't ever. And there's apparently a Gala Walkers 2. As if Gala Walkers 1 wasn't bad enough. It literally is like, let's put every genre that we can in one movie. It is vampire hunters. What is it? Vampire hunters, vampires, aliens, and something else. So yeah, you watched it. Yeah. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And then Gala Walkers 2 came out, and Driver's like, well, I feel like we kind of invested and we got to watch it. I'm like, absolutely not. The other one, The Neighbor, that was horrible too. With he played Adam in that show, that sitcom called Mom. Oh yeah, no, I like it. I like we'll get to it. We'll get to, you know, what we're gonna get to. And if we don't, then I'll just change the title. It doesn't matter. I like it when people come in and talk, and I've been around kids all day. Oh yes. Fear and Loathing, yes. And Blow, that's another good one. Oh, Secret Window by Johnny Depp. Not by Johnny Depp, but with Johnny Depp. That one is awesome. And The Ninth Gate. Awesome. Awesome. I'll watch that 1,000 times. 1,000 times. I love both of those movies. I own both of those movies, actually. Oh, I remember that one. Yep. Ashton Kutcher. And I guess, 'cause I think I saw it on Tubi, there's actually, it's called like Spin or something like that. I don't know if you've watched any of the why am I drawing a blank? Saw. The Saw. This movie goes along with the Saw. It's called like Spin or Spin Out or something like that. And Chris Rock is in it. And well, see, we used to have down the road from us when I lived in Flint, there was a video rental place, and she would get like her box every month with the new release movies, and she'd get like 15 copies. But she wouldn't like put all those out. So what she would do is she'd put out like maybe 5 copies of the movie to rent, but then she'd have these like behind the counter, and for people that she liked and she knew, she'd sell us brand new release DVDs of the movies for like $5 a piece. She didn't have to pay for them, so she didn't care. It was all promo stuff for her. So I got a lot of brand new Halloween, the remastered Halloween. I got that brand new for $5. And all of the um House of a Thousand Corpses, all those movies we got for like a couple bucks from her. So it was great. So we'd go down there once a week, and on Sunday we'd go down there once a week after we go, because it was right next to the grocery store. We'd go to the grocery shopping, we'd go over to the movie rental place and buy up some movies, and then we'd sit there and clean and do laundry all day on Sunday and watch our new movies. And yeah, I used to be really into movies and Dean Koontz books up until oh gosh, trying to think. Well, up until my oldest was born, I used to read like 2-3 books a week. But, then kids happen, and I'm reading 2 to 3 books a week. They're just unfortunately only like 5 pages, and they have giant letters in them and Elmo and all that. Um so yeah, I will whoop. I wonder if it's on Tubi. You guys have got to check out Tubi if you haven't. If you've got like a smart TV or on your phone or your tablet, it's all free, and they have got some of the best movies. That sounds familiar. I love Matt Dillon too. I wonder if I've seen that, because it does sound familiar. But oh, Grease, I've seen that. Yeah, oh yeah. That was one of my mom's favorites, and that used to always come on TV. And oh, I haven't seen it then, I don't think. Oh, I'm gonna have to, because I love him. Let's see. Let me. There. Okay. I put it in Discord, the movie. Just because, oh my gosh. I haven't seen the new one. And Twister. Twister is one of my favorite all-time movies too. I haven't seen the new one. Oh, I love that movie. Dirty Dancing, yes. The Abyss. Oh, that is awesome. I loved that movie. Goonies. Oh, Goonies is a classic, definitely. I don't know if I've seen The Patriot. Is that Mel Gibson? Seeing that? All the President's Men. That's another good one. I lately have been getting into a lot of the miniseries on Netflix, because I figure we're paying so much for it, I might as well. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. That's really cool. But yeah, I've been getting into these miniseries on and I watched the newest one on the Zodiac Killer. That was interesting. Had a lot of yeah. Um and if you are into, like, it's quite gory, but it is really, really good. It's on Netflix. It's The Fall of the House of Usher, and it is based on Edgar Allan Poe novels. Each episode is based on a different one of his novels, and I don't know if you guys know any of the Edgar Allan Poe stories or anything like that, but it's really, really good. Um, yeah. Well, and that was it. I was always intrigued by the Zodiac Killer, and this last one that I watched, it talks about it being different people, and that each cipher was written by a different person, is what the belief was. Um, oh, the House of Usher, Doug? Is that what you're talking about? Um, yeah, I really like that one. The other one, which I don't think it's on there anymore, but it's called The Midnight Murder Club. It was about a bunch of kids who had terminal diseases and they were living in this home. And yeah, oh, that was so good. Um, and every night they sneak out of their rooms and they go into this big library and they tell all these scary stories. And which one, Truth? The Zodiac one? Oh, I plugged it all the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to boom in your guys' ear. I'll see if I can find it. Because this documentary took parts of a couple years ago, was it that came out that this is the Zodiac speaking. This new documentary took parts of that and went over that, and it was really one of the things that they talked about is the first murder. The girl was actually married, and her husband, her ex-husband, well, her estranged husband, we'll say, really fit the profile of what was drawn of what this person looked like. And then they talked about like how all of a sudden he started wearing a mask, that hood, all of that. They believed that was someone else kind of copycatting. So it's, yeah, I will look for it. I definitely will. Because that was a good watch. The other one is but this is on, what was it on? Oh, it's on Peacock. It is about you're very welcome. Are you talking about, is that the first husband, the first girl's husband? But no, on John Wayne Gacy. It's like a docu-series is what they called it. And it's from the mind of the detective that just would not give up on catching him doing something. And it showed how just how absolutely, when you watched interviews of him, he seemed very he seemed pretty polished, pretty kind of classy, etc. But when you watch this docu-series, he really was just, I mean, we know he was now, but really just a sick, sick, sick individual. And oh, it's so sad. And the families, how some of the families found out that their sons were under this guy's house. And yeah. Are the rest of them on Peacock? See, I just realized we use Peacock for our streaming service for like because you don't have to watch my Real Housewives and stuff. But I tried watching one on Kemper a couple weeks ago, but it was really weird. The guy that they had playing him was like, um, the guy that played him is a guy that is he's either Jason or Michael Myers. I can't remember. Okay. I'll have to look because it was really good. Like I even got Driver to sit and watch it with me, and like it's hard to keep his attention with like true crime and stuff like that, you know. Um, but um, no, that was a good watch. Like it was one of those ones where we had like a 4-day weekend. I think it was Memorial Day weekend that we watched it because I just couldn't like. We literally stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning. Ouch. Um, just streaming this and not like we did not and we didn't want to go to bed, but we were falling asleep. We knew we were going to be out. So so all right. Now, so that I can be a woman of my word. And maybe even I can figure out how, like I said, to because can't we isn't there a way we can play movies in Discord? I thought there was a way to play movies in Discord, but I can't remember. There is, isn't there? We'll figure it out. Okay. So let me go up here and hopefully so the basically what is being said is, like I said, that possibly there was somebody there to clean up for Alex, and that's maybe who he was talking to, or on the 911 tape. I'm not sure. So, and like I said, I haven't watched this, so I thought maybe we could watch together. And you know the usual. I'm gonna be pausing and giving commentary, but please give me your opinions on this and there. Move my big head out of the way.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, and if you haven't, please, I'm collecting thumbs as usual. Hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you are new, please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you know when we go live. We're going to be covering a lot of this Murdaugh trial, the first trial in preparation for the retrial that's supposed to be coming possibly this fall. And this was Brian Enton's I think he did this 2 days ago, and this is bringing up some new things. They're talking about with this that there's the possibility of the death penalty in this case being brought up as a sentencing option. Again, now there's back and forth between defense and prosecution of whether or not that's copacetic and going to happen. Harpootlian said there's no new evidence, but this might be some new evidence. So I'm really interested in this. And like I said, I was glued to this trial. So here we go. Let me know if you can't hear it or anything like that. I think I got everything set right.
So much for supporting my content, and for those of you who have subscribed. Alex Murdaugh is back in the news again. We've been talking about it, this new trial that is coming up in South Carolina. Who would have known that we'd be back in this place again? But in this episode, some new information and some things that I'd never heard before. I interviewed his former housekeeper, Blanca, a woman who knows him and knows the family in an intimate way, really unlike anybody else, as their housekeeper. And she told me something that I had never heard before, that she thinks Alex Murdaugh is guilty, but that she believes that there are other people involved who helped clean up the crime scene. And she says she even knows who those people are.
Dun, dun, dun. And I am going to have to bet before he says anything that Cousin Eddie is possibly one of those people. Anybody remember Cousin Eddie? Yikes.
What leads her to believe that, and what could be different about this upcoming trial? There's already been some indications that new evidence could be brought in. I'm going to dig into all of it in this episode of Brian Ensign Investigates. Hey, guys.
I agree, Truth, and I think she really, really loved Maggie and Paul. I think she loved Alex, too. You know, she was kind of like a mother to all of them. She cooked for them. She did their laundry. She came back to the house or stayed late that evening. Either came back or stayed late to make them dinner for when they came home. And she didn't seem like, you know, this is the thing, is there are moments when Maggie seemed a little snooty or whatever. And, you know, she had a lot. She had a lot in life. But I've also heard from some of the people that worked for her that how kind and loving she was, and she really was. She wasn't, you know, she maybe grew up talking a certain way, etc., but she didn't have ill intent towards people. She just, that was her way, if that makes sense. Yeah. I wondered about the brother too. Yeah. John Marvin. Well, he's the one that cleaned up the feed room. In fact, I've got his testimony saved too. So we're going to watch that. And he talked about how he just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop cleaning it up. And I don't know. I wonder, you know.
So there's a lot of...
And that was before the jury got their walkthrough. So that's always bugged me.
Interesting conversations going on right now about what this new Alex Murdaugh trial is going to look like. His murder conviction for the deaths of his wife and son, you guys know they were overturned last month, all because of one person, court clerk Becky Hill. She basically was...
And just so you know, I'm going to be kind of moving stuff around a little bit because I need to put my face in here so that YouTube doesn't think that I'm a robot or whatever. So yeah, just forgive me, but I'll still keep this out going.
In charge of taking care of the jury during the trial. The whole thing ended up just being a total mess. She's accused of making comments to jurors, like telling them, don't be fooled, and this shouldn't take us long, which is just, it's crazy for a clerk to be saying things like that to jurors. Everybody knows you do not talk to the jurors. She also admitted to showing sealed court exhibits to members of the media, then lied about it, allegedly, to promote the sales of her book that she wrote about the case. And it was pretty, I covered the trial. It's pretty clear early on, like she liked the media attention. Becky Hill ended up pleading guilty to some felonies, including perjury, misconduct in office. She ended up being sentenced to 3 years probation. The Supreme Court in South Carolina called all of this egregious, and they say that Hill improperly influenced the jury and that Alex Murdaugh did not get a fair trial. So now the whole process starts again. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys again how we got to this point they're at now, which is, it's crazy to think about. Who would have seen this coming? We already know that some things may be different this time around with this new Alex Murdaugh trial. There's a new judge. You guys remember Judge Clifton Newman? He presided over the first trial.
I love Judge Newman. I am sad that he's not going to be there. I think that he really had Alex's number. There's he. Hi. I think so too. I think he was cleaning up too. Because there was no reason. I mean, to me, that was common sense. Don't touch anything.
Was really popular. He got a decent amount of attention during the trial. When he spoke to Alex Murdaugh, he was intense. He was an intense guy.
But again, another crime scene had been released, and it should never have been released. There should have been someone there, making sure nobody came on that property. But they were the good old boys, and they trusted them.
Called him a monster during the sentencing. Well, he has since retired, so he is not going to have anything to do with the second trial. And we just learned who the judge will be for the second trial. Her name is Judge Deborah McCaslin. She was elected back in 2020. She's been a long-time lawyer, has a lot of experience, and she has been put in charge of all things Murdaugh moving forward, the different hearings, the different motions, and getting a trial date organized. There's a lot to do. You can imagine now a trial of this magnitude now happening again. The state has said that they would like this to happen before the end of the year. So there's a chance that things could get moving pretty quickly because they say they want it by the end of the year. Whether that's really going to happen is kind of up for debate. The defense...
That's what I'm wondering. Is that really feasible to get this done by the end of the year? And I had heard in another news interview, like the fall. But there's so much. Oh no. Well, it's a jury trial though, so hopefully everyone still remembers this and is hopefully the jury gets it right again.
Has made it seem like, look, there's no way this thing is happening by the end of the year, but we'll see. State has made clear they want it by the end of the year. Second thing that could change with this new trial is the punishment. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson says the death penalty may be on the table, which is interesting. Because remember, prosecutors did not pursue it the first time around, but Wilson says they are not ruling anything out at this point. Alex Murdaugh's defense team, they've called this move politically motivated. Wilson sat down with my colleague at News Nation, Rich McHugh. Interesting interview. Here's a little bit of what he said.
Let's talk about the death penalty. Yeah. Dick Harpootlian said, ultimately, this is political for you. Would you like to respond to that?
And that's something, remember in that interview he did, he thinks it's political, which oddly enough, during the first trial, that was something that people often accused Harpootlian of, was this is about politics. This is about, because what was he, wasn't he running for something before the trial? I'm gonna have to look that up now. I can't remember.
So Mr. Harpootlian has been a Democratic activist for the better part of 50 years in South Carolina. He was the former chairman of the state Democratic Party. He is a very hyperpartisan person in his personal life, and he has a vested interest in politics at the state level. He has a vested interest in the governor's race. He has a vested interest in the attorney general's race. He has a vested interest in all races. And so he's going to inject politics into this. The reality of the matter is that when the Supreme Court reversed this case, I went to members of my team, and we said that we're going to have to evaluate this case as if it was never tried. And we have to consider and evaluate all aspects of this case, to include our legal strategy, to include the venue questions that are going to be coming up, to include capital punishment.
In the press conference, Dick Harpootlian basically said, this was not only jury tampering, but this was a botched murder investigation. What's your response to that?
Well, first off, I vehemently disagree with his characterization that this is a botched murder investigation. I've always believed that the men and women in the state law enforcement division, as well as our federal and local partners who were involved in that original investigation, are very capable, competent people who did an exemplary job in that investigation.
It's strictly the comments from the clerk, because the one juror, when she was questioned by that new judge, not the one for this that he's getting for the trial, she said that she asked her, did the statements of Becky Hill possibly make you lean more towards finding Alex Murdaugh guilty? And she said yes. And the words was, I'm not quoting, but it was things like, today's a very important day. This was the day that he was testifying. Today's a very important day. Look at him. Watch his eyes. Watch his face. Listen to everything that he says. And so she planted those seeds. And but I don't know if you were here the night of the press conference when we played that. He is suing her. Swayed her opinion, exactly. He is suing Becky Hill civilly for that. And I cannot remember the wording of it. I will look, because it's probably online. We can have a paperwork day or something like that, or paperwork night, because I found out I can plug this microphone into my phone. I don't know how, but I can do that. Yeah, it was just the comments of, so that's the thing, is that they still have, and it's got to be admitted, I would hope. That's what I'm worried about, is that certain things are not going to get admitted this time that I feel were really, really, really important. Like possibly the video of Paul's that he didn't know he took when he was heard on the video. And we're gonna have to start. I hate typing lists. I've got to get this shoulder back in, because I need to write stuff down so that I remember. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been like I can't think of anything lately, and I need to write stuff down. I have to have paperwork. I have to have paperwork associated with stuff, and Yeah, we're gonna work on that because I'll show you the I found some stuff already from this trial and from before, from like some of the pre-motions, things like that. I need to put those in Discord. I should have done that when I couldn't sleep last night, when I was setting up all that other stuff. So I was busy.
And again, you see this all the time in cases, especially high-profile cases, where there's always a desire to attack the people who, not just attack the investigation, but to attack the people who did the investigation. And so we stand by men and women in law enforcement. I stand by the men and women in this office because they did an exemplary job in the original prosecution of this case, and they're going to do an exemplary job on the retrial.
So I'm definitely a stress eater. Some people, when they get stressed, they do not want to.
I think that they, though, gave Alex way too much leeway because of who he was and because they all knew him and maybe didn't know him personally, but knew the name. Because you hear the officers in those body cams going, yeah, this is so-and-so. It's even at the boat accident body cam. They knew who these people were. Alec walking in with his fake badge on his, well, it's not fake, it's a solicitor's general badge, but it doesn't have any law enforcement capacity. He even had, that's something that came out in the trial too. He even had freaking lights on his car. Yeah. Like flashing lights, police lights, like weirdo.
With Factor, I really do.
Well, somebody that thought that they were way more important and just wanted the power. He didn't want to actually have to work for any of this stuff. He just wanted to get the notoriety and the money from everything and have that power. And people look at him like he's something, you know? Oh, thank you.
Love it. So it's going to be interesting to see what the state decides to do. Some experts say it makes their case against Murdaugh more difficult if they end up deciding to go for the death penalty. Kind of an interesting strategy there. But there's also...
That's how it is here, you know? Well, you guys were with me at the parade the other night. I mean, that's it. Like, town is one block, okay? Like, that's it. And then there's the edge of town, which is another block. And then there's out of town, which is block number 3. Like, that's it.
Also, something else with the defense's strategy. Dick Harpootlian has already said that his team wants a different venue for the new trial. So they want it to be moved and not in the same courthouse where it was before. And that's been something that a lot of people have been talking about. The Murdaugh family has already essentially been famous in that part of South Carolina for a long time to begin with. But then think about like the trial being televised nationally. There's been books, there's been documentaries, and just lots of questions about how they're going to be able to find an impartial jury.
I'm actually interested in reading her book. I don't have time, but it would be interesting just to see what it said. Apparently she had this book planned way before this trial even came. She said she knew for years she wanted to write a book. She was just waiting for the right trial. And now, you know, like the trial of the century, and now she's, in a sense, kind of created the trial of the century, or one of them.
There are a lot of legal experts I've talked to who say it's definitely possible. And just, I've always been surprised with cases I've covered in the past.
Exactly.
Like, you think that everybody knows everything about them, and then you sit through jury selection and you realize there are a lot of people out there that actually don't follow these things really, really closely. So my personal opinion is they will be able to find a jury regardless of where they are. But we'll see if the judge decides to grant the change of venue motion.
I am surprised when these big cases come up like this, because I am so involved and interested in true crime. This is where I'm at. But then you go out in the real world and you talk to people and you say, oh gosh, you know, and you talk to somebody that doesn't follow this, that isn't, you know, every day, you know, with their morning coffee watching Brian Enton or whatever. And it's funny, you think that this is so widely known, and you realize that we really are kind of just a small, all of us, just a small little area, small little community. And I remember the dad of Sebastian Rogers saying that he would talk to people in his own town and they didn't know that his son was missing. Like a year later, they had not heard of it. And that just blows me away, but it happens a lot.
The biggest question, though, is will Alex Murdaugh's team have a new defense? Which is interesting to think about because we saw what they presented the first time. Will it be the same this time or will it be different? They've hinted at potential alternative theories, maybe a list of alternative suspects. And you got to remember, Alec has always insisted that he did not do this. He was convicted the first time, but he's insisted he didn't do it. His team says he will not, there's no chance that he will accept a plea deal, even though he is still in prison for financial crimes. But is there the possibility of new evidence? Could there potentially be new evidence that comes in, new possible suspects?
And this is the thing. The difference is, because everybody says, well, what's the big deal if he's convicted or not? Because he's still got to spend 40 years in prison for the financial crimes. And that's true. But the difference is where he'll be spending his time. If he is just convicted of financial crimes, he's going to be in a much easier to a much more livable, comfortable prison, if there's such a thing, versus being transferred somewhere with violent criminals, career criminals that will look at him like a chicken leg, big piece of fried chicken, and he's not going to survive that. He's not going to survive that. And so, I think so too. I think he needs to be uncomfortable. Absolutely. But he doesn't want to be. He's still in that mindset. People can get so nuts that they actually convince themselves that they didn't do something. And that could be where he's at. I don't know. I don't think so. I think he knows exactly what he did. And that's something I absolutely cannot wait. And I'm waiting till the end to play Judge Newman's statement to him. It is just, ugh. I was sitting there just on the edge of my seat that day watching, and I just, wow. Hi, Rhonda. Good to see you. Hello. But that's what I'm wondering too. Who are they going to try and pin it on this time? Because while they're going to try and fight to get rid of all that other evidence, or at least some of it, they're going to try and blame somebody else. Because the first people didn't work, right? It didn't work.
They've alluded a little bit, the defense attorneys, to the possibility of that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out. Someone with a really unique perspective when it comes to this case is someone named Blanca Simpson. And she was the Murdaugh family housekeeper. And
I think somebody in here said the other day that Blanca was the one that took Bubba, the dog Bubba, the one who literally broke the case.
Not only did she work and get to know the family for years, but she was actually super, super close to Maggie. And she was also one of the 60 witnesses that the prosecution brought forward to the original trial. And I had a really, really interesting conversation with her. I sat down with her. She shared with me this theory, or really belief that she has, that while she believes Alex Murdaugh was behind the murders, she thinks there were others who helped him clean up the crime scene. So she thinks that while Alex Murdaugh is the murderer, there are others who helped him clean up the crime scene, which is a big thing to say, especially someone.
That's what I'm wondering too. Is this going to have something? Is he going to try and pull the Paul card? And I mean, the thing is that the forensic evidence with both of them was so strong. And I really, really like this crime scene expert that they used, because the way that he explains everything, it is very easy to understand. And when he shows his models and things like that, and I hope I got the whole testimony, because he was just phenomenal. You literally can see that there is no other way that this could have happened. Like, what I was watching today was the defense's version of how Paul got shot. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just give me a break,
Who was close to the family in the situation. So I want you to hear for yourself what she has to say about that. And again, it's just proof that these small town secrets that you always hear about are real. She's close to the whole thing. She's also really level-headed and measured, I found, despite everything that she's been through and everything that happened. I was really impressed with her. Also a really, really nice lady. And you can tell when you talk to her that she really just wants justice for Maggie and Paul.
And Blanca wrote a book too, I believe, didn't she?
You can tell how much she cared about them. And you can tell that she really just does not want them to be forgotten. So I wanted to share this with you. I thought it was really, really interesting, my conversation with Blanca, especially, and I wasn't necessarily expecting her to say it, when she talked about how she thinks other people may have been involved in the cleanup. So here's my conversation with Blanca.
Thank you, Blanca, for doing this.
Oh, you're
I appreciate you. It's nice to meet you in person. I wanted to start off asking you,
Like, what was your reaction? We were also surprised when we found out that there was going to be a new trial. How did you find out?
My co-author called us. We had just sat down and had lunch.
Okay,
And she called as soon
co-author.
as she heard the news to let me know that he had gotten, that they had, the appeal, had been, that his conviction had been overturned. So that was my lunch at that point. It kind of makes you feel sick to the stomach, after hearing something like that. And even you prepare, my husband would tell me all the time, just prepare yourself because you don't know, you can't read the judges. Don't pay attention to all the other talk. So you can prepare as much as you want, but you still don't know how you're going to react when something like that comes up. So it was hard. It was hard.
How did you react? How did it feel?
Yeah, she seems very well spoken. She's very clear headed. When she testified, I really felt like she was being very very unbiased. She just was telling the truth of what she saw, what she was asked to do, not realizing. And she's got to feel horrible because, like I said, she was asked to kind of clean up the house because people were going to be there. And what if she washed? There's a question like if she washed a shirt that had GSW on it. Or GSW. And can you imagine? I can't imagine feeling like you might have been the one to screw that up. And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out with these names. John Marvin, is that his name? Was he doing that to get rid of evidence, or was he doing it because he just didn't even realize and he was so upset? Yeah, exactly. That's well said, Truth. She really seems like it.
I went to the cemetery. I told him I was going to go get something for dinner, pick up some food at the grocery store for dinner. And I went to the cemetery. And
that's so sad.
I made a little, kind of like expressing myself, just saying, the only two people that can't speak are right there,
Yeah.
Something to that effect. But it's just hard, that he's back in the limelight again, and dealing with, another trial. And Maggie and Paul are in the grave. They can't speak for themselves. And,
speaking of that, you guys know I watch some paranormal shows and stuff like that. I've got to find it and share the link. I believe, and so, it's something, believe or not believe, I'm not going to tell anybody what they should do. But the guy's name is Dalen Spratt. And there used to be this show on Discovery Channel, or it was a travel channel called Ghost Brothers. And it was he and his two friends, and they were going around, the general locations that everybody goes to and stuff like that. But he now has his own YouTube channel, and he's independent. And he goes into spirit boxes at cemeteries and things like that. And he did a series where he was doing a bunch of well-known trials, things like that. And he spoke to Paul and Maggie. And it's oddly enough, he uses that Necrophonics app. And oddly enough, it sounded like them. And they said he did it. It was just one of those things where you're like, your brain really kind of. And they always said that Paul was the little investigator. And he and Bubba, nobody ever even knew that Paul had done that video. That was a shock to Alex that he was in it. His voice was in it. And I always thought, even though he was a little shit, his parents made him that way. I always thought, one last little middle finger to his dad. Here you go.
it's hurtful. Not only for me, I can only imagine, her parents, her sister, her family, how they're feeling. So, yeah.
What about, will you have to testify again, do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea at this point what's going to happen. They're very tight-lipped about it. They won't say.
I didn't think about that. That's got to be gut-wrenching too, thinking that she's going to have to go up there. All these people are going to have to go up there and testify and go through all of this again.
Okay. So
I would think you probably will, though. If it's the same,
Yeah.
I'm unsure. I don't know. because I don't know at this point whether it would, who is going to help or who's not going to help. It's going to help the defense or the prosecution. I don't know.
Well, thanks for coming in, Rhonda. It was good to see you, hon. Always good to see you. Crank that thumbs up button if you haven't on your way out, please, my dear. Good night, hon.
I know the first time I was subpoenaed by both, so more than likely it'll probably be the same this time around. So
yeah,
if they do call me.
Does that stress you out?
No, it did in the beginning. Just the thought of it. I think with that and the process of it being overturned, and it did worry me like the first couple of days. But now I think I've had a little more time to reflect on it. And
thank you, my dear.
I spoke the truth. I told the truth. With the questions that were asked, I answered everything, according to what they asked me. So I have no reason to feel, nervous or anything. Like
I don't think nervous, but just having to go through all of that again, go over. I mean, maybe, it's not quite as painful now because it has been it's been years, but it's just sad.
Answer the questions that they asked me, as truthful as I did, the first time around. So
Do you think about Maggie and Paul a lot still?
I do. I have Bubba, so of
Yeah.
course, but I do. It's little things that it never fails. There's one thing. If it's not one thing, it's another that always reminds me. If it's a song on the radio, or if it's to the Dawn dishwashing liquid, to just anything, cleaning something that she used to do, climbing up a ladder when she's telling you, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll be like, no, I'll do it. You hold it, that sort of thing. Painting the room the other day, kind of made me think about her fussing over the white paint looked the same to me, but she thought it was different colors. So, I let her.
There are differences in whites. There are. I agree with that. Well, and that's just it. And it's the same with like Letitia Stoke and this Adam Montgomery now. No, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna retry him too, I think. I gotta check on that. I don't know if the murder was just vacated or if he's being retried, but disgusting.
With her own, she was just a fun person to be around when she was, when she could be herself. And I wanted people to see that about her, and that's what I miss. She would literally, when we would
exactly,
interact or whatever, my husband was around, she'd stop talking to me and just start doing the next thing, they're over there cutting up and laughing and stuff. So she just had that personality. And
I think some people might have the perception when you look at their pictures, like she might not have been nice to the house.
And he's getting where I say, that some people thought that she wasn't nice to the help, but like you hear, like she's cleaning too, she's doing stuff too. She's not just sitting on the couch filing her nails, letting people, lifting her feet while people are vacuuming around her. I mean, they had big properties, and shoot, if you got the money to do it, do it.
Housekeeper or something, but I guess it was the opposite.
I remember telling somebody in the beginning of when the first trial after that was over, I said, the fur wearing, nightgown, evening gown wearing person that you saw in the pictures is not, those were special events that she went to.
Uh-huh.
Her furs that she had were all the way in the back of the closet. She didn't wear them. She was always in an athletic attire. She loved when the athletic attire came out with pockets on the side, that was her main, she wanted, just to wear that.
I love pockets too. Pockets in dresses, pockets in pants. I hate carrying a purse if I don't have to. Unless, like, when I'm with my kids and driver, because then they just pile all their crap in my purse. So.
Did she wear casual clothing? Of course she did. When she went to a doctor's appointment or she had to go, whatever occasion it was is what she.
Bougie, Bougetto, truth warrior.
Were appropriate to that occasion. But for the most part, Maggie was always in athletic attire, tunic tops or t-shirts and tennis shoes. That was not Maggie in those pictures, only on certain events. And I think that's what gave people the wrong perception. That was the obituary that they saw, Of course, you're going to put your best picture on the obituary.
Right.
And, that's the image that everybody got from that. And she wasn't.
Exactly. You don't put my driver's license picture on my obituary, okay? Don't put me in my cutoffs and my tank top, scrubbing my kitchen floor in my obituary. Put my prom picture up there, okay? I have a really nice prom picture from 1995. Put that one up there.
Nothing like that. Nothing.
Down to earth.
She was very down to earth. Very down to earth. When she was when it was just me and her at the house, she didn't have that guard up, that wall.
And I do have to say, from all my years of doing hair and nails, I had a lot of women that were very much like Maggie, clients. And some of them maybe in the beginning seemed a little standoffish. Once you did get to know a lot of them, most of them, they were just, they were well to do, but I got very lucky that I got to meet a lot of women that were just down to earth, and they didn't judge me or look down on me because I didn't have what they had, but they were good people. And that's always what I think. That in fact, I have one particular client that I think about, um, who reminded me when I hear about the stories about Maggie and see her pictures and things. This lady reminded me of her, always walking in her little workout pant, her little workout outfit. She'd have a little coat, a tunic shirt, and little stretch pants with the pockets on them, her phone in there, and she'd come and get her hair done. And you love me.
I think it made her comfortable that she could be herself and she could say and talk, because it wasn't. She got to know me and she knew that I wasn't the type of person that would put their business out. So,
and that's it too. She could probably confide in her, and she knew she could trust her, and that was something with a lot of my clients. I really did hold a lot of secrets of people in my town, and I'd never in a million years put them out. But a lot of times I was people's like free therapist, and a lot of it I didn't want to know, but you have to listen, but you do realize that sometimes having everything that you want still doesn't make everything better.
And that's what I wanted people to understand, that she hung around with different people, but when you're at home in your own, and we all do this, when you're in your own home with your own family, it doesn't matter who you grew up with, inside your home, your new, your family, you're different, when you're there. When other people come, you change, kind of a little bit, you could be mad at your spouse or whatever, and you're acting like you're all, lovey-dovey because you have company. And that's what I was trying to get people to understand, that when they were at home, they were themselves. They were down to earth. They were just a regular family. And they joked around, of course, they bickered here and there, but it wasn't serious, as some people have made it out to be. So.
When you look back with everything that happened, was there ever anything now that you think about where you think that Alec did something strange, or was there ever anything that she said like that upset her? Does anything sort of stand out? Or
the only thing I remember telling somebody before, that she was paranoid about anytime she had several procedures, medical procedures, and she would not get anything, certain medications. She would get like the more like the ibuprofen and stuff like that. She was very paranoid about the addiction part of it. And that was the only thing. I never really asked her.
And I would believe that was probably because her husband had an addiction problem, and that was something that was one of the things that he would get angry about, because Paul would tell her. And he didn't like that, because he would tell on his dad. And I believe, if I remember correctly, not much. It wasn't long before this happened that Paul had found more pills in his dad's like workout bag or something like that. And that was one of the reasons, because God, it's been so long. But I thought that was one of the reasons why she was living out at the beach house, because she just didn't want to be around it anymore. That their marriage, I think, was very much about what it looked like outside to other people.
Too much about it, but I knew that, she asked me, hey, we need to clean out, this part of it, or if you see this, just.
Yeah, she knew. But that's something that's going to get interesting too in some of the testimony as we find a lot of this stuff out. He was doing something, okay? Something more than just the financial crimes and taking all these oxys, okay? He was talking about literally taking, like, what was it? It was something like $30,000 a week or $10,000 a week to feed his habit. And it literally, the amount that he said he was taking to explain the money that he was paying Eddie was astronomical, and it was like it literally would have taken out a horse. So there is question if he was also possibly selling.
let me know. And she would get rid of it. But
Didn't listen to Eazy-E when he said, "Don't get high off your own supply." Okay, I mean, did we not learn anything from that album? Come on.
Other than that, I mean, she would rather take the pain than get on those type of strong medications. She wouldn't do it.
Because of him, you think?
It was
Yeah.
because of that,
Yeah.
you know, the addiction.
Oh, me too. That's exactly because I was in a relationship with someone that was addicted to that. They got addicted after a major an Achilles tendon surgery reconstruction, which is horribly painful. And but yeah, he got addicted. And it doesn't do pretty things to people. It makes them what's an opioid? It makes them crazy, makes them sick, it makes them mean. And I did find something. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had said something about, I don't really remember anybody else coming out about him. There's an interview and I've got to find it. It was one of those things that went by and I didn't click it when I should. There's an interview of a prostitute, I believe, saying that he allegedly put his hands around her neck and that was one of his things. Does that not seem to be a common thread between these guys? Brian Hooker, that was his go-to move. Yeah, I can't remember. Yes, it was Oxy. Yep, it was Oxy. And he said, he was taking supposedly what was it? It was 50 or 60 a day. And no, Driver and I had I gotta find that notebook somewhere because I've got it written down. I did the math in one of my notebooks, and it's just there's no way. And I think he was because he was in desperation to try and pay back this money. But the problem I believe he was highly addicted. He was taking more than he was selling. Again, Eazy-E. You don't get high off your own supply. But nobody listens.
And part of it.
Yeah.
But they, they worked it out, So as them as a couple, it's not for anybody to interfere with a couple's choice, whatever they decide as a couple. And she stood by him. So I think was she disappointed? Of course she was, but she still stood by her husband. So,
how did you find out what happened about that Maggie and Paul?
Well, I think that was the environment that she grew up in. Very Southern old school where you don't leave your husband. You at a certain point, you two kind of end up having separate lives. And it's sad.
He called me that morning when my husband was getting ready to go to work and I was getting ready to go to Moselle, and he called me to tell me that they were done. Just like I said in the...
Yeah, it was thousands in a month. And I thought it was something like $30,000 a month that one. I've got to find that check. What is on that scribed? Because they had the check. I don't think Eddie had ever cashed it. I'm gonna find his testimony and him and his mullet was quite interesting.
Trial, he called and he said, "They're gone, B. They're gone." And the first thing I said was in my mind, I was did they go back to Edison? I didn't really understand until he told me to know they're dead. And
where the beach house is.
At first, I didn't know how to react. I dropped my phone, and trying to process everything. And I remember my husband was asking me, "What's going on? What's happening? What's going on?" Because at that point he knew something wrong. But yeah, he's the one that told me the next morning, not that night. And I'm kind of glad that I was not there the night before. I'm kind of glad that it was the next day.
Yeah, because she went the next day and cleaned up, and that's when she found his clothes on the floor, water on the floor. So he'd taken a shower and found her pajamas. This is what's really weird. Her pajamas were laid out flat on the floor in the laundry room. And part of me wonders if he had planned to do something to her in the house and then was going to put her in her pajamas, had them laid out so he could lay her down or something. I don't know. I just thought it's weird. A woman's not going to throw her pajamas down on the floor in the laundry room where everybody's going to walk all over them. We wouldn't do that. Oh, wow. That'd be cool, Truth.
Yeah.
Did you suspect him at all?
No, not enough.
Mine are all just written notes because I just watched people on YouTube and I watched the trials. And I don't have all the notes because a lot of it was like, when I put this on when I was at work, and oh man, this trial was just mind blowing.
Beginning. You're not.
And
He was good at concealing a lot of things.
Yeah.
do you think he did this alone?
Yes,
You do?
I do. Mhm. Yeah, you're talking about the
Yeah,
murders.
yeah. Because I think haven't you said in the past you thought maybe others were involved?
To help clean the scene,
Okay.
not the act to commit. No.
Okay. So you think he did it alone?
Yeah.
And I think so too. We go back to, again, the 911 call, him stopping talking to the operator and going, here. And then you hear him go back like he's directing somebody or handing somebody something or pointing something, And he said he was talking to the operator, but there was no context where he would have said here to the 911 operator.
Why do you think others could be involved with cleaning up the scene?
Because I believe his original plan that he had, it kind of, it didn't go as planned, what he had originally wanted to do. And that's just my theory. It's not, that I guess plan A did not go through, so he had to go to plan B. And,
See, so she agrees with me. And I swear to you, I've not watched this before. This is all brand new to me. But that's what I think. I think he had one plan, and that's why he brought her and Paul back to the house. He got Paul there to go look at the tree in the sunflower field, and got Maggie there because his dad was sick. And and see, I was too. I liked cold cases, but I liked I didn't always follow the actual stories of the cases, if that makes sense. I followed more just the court stuff and cold cases. I loved cold cases. And Casey Anthony was the first trial that I watched. I watched it on WFLA. And what was neat is you got to see everything. You got to hear evidence that wasn't admitted, etc. And it really, really bugged me. And then the other case was the staircase murders with Michael Peterson, which now he ended up, after 18 years in prison, ended up getting out because they found out that it was a barn owl that clawed her and knocked her down. I guess there's another Murdaugh documentary. There is on Netflix. It was called an Instadoc. I was dying. I'm like, wow. It was like a week after the civil suit. Him announcing the civil suit against Becky. And oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. They were that fast. But it's like 30 minutes. It just goes over everything that we've already gone over. And we had more fun doing it. So
that's how he didn't plan it through. So
Who do you think it could be in terms of who you think could also be involved?
Eddie.
I do not. I have never mentioned names, and I'm not going to mention names because, lawsuits.
But in your mind, you have names?
Oh, yes. Yes, most certainly.
Have you ever told the police?
No, they never asked. So,
Does it make you nervous?
no. I live in the community. I mean, I'm a God-fearing woman. I know, I spoke the truth. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not going to like it. But at the end of the day, that we have to answer for our own faults. And I'm not going to lie for anybody. And I'm not going to, I don't want to go to hell for anybody.
I believe her.
I have to answer for myself.
Yeah.
Just like he has to answer for himself. And, we all do at one point. And I just want people to, to understand that, I don't like what I don't like what happened, but it's not up to me to judge him. It's up to, the man upstairs. I can't say that.
It's alarming, though, to think that you think there's other people involved. I mean, that's
a good soul right there, because I don't think I could be that kind and forgiving.
that they could be out there.
But we live in South Carolina, in rural South Carolina, and it's life is very different. We talk about it all the time. My husband and I, it's very different, even from people living in Columbia, people living in Charleston. These are rural communities. You're talking Allendale County, Colleton County, Hampton County, Beaufort County, and there's like a melting pot of people there. But when you go into rural, which is Hampton County, Allendale, it's a different country. It's not built like Charleston or Columbia. It's very different.
Well, what did they call where he lived? Like low country? Didn't they call it something like that? Low country? Yeah. She's much better than I am. Oh, the Boston Strangler. That's another good case. I'd like to look into some of the there's got to be a data bank somewhere with this. Some of the unsolved cases from Flint. There are so many. And that show, Cold Justice, with that Kelly lady, they came twice. And it's funny because the homicide investigator that they talked to, I actually went to school with him. He was in my mom's classroom, and we went to the same babysitter. I think it's just hilarious. So after school, we get dropped off at the same babysitter. I'll have to find the episodes. I can't remember what. I think it's on Hulu. Yeah, it's very similar here. It's well, but they ended up paying and getting. Flint had it was over like I can't remember, like hundreds of unsolved murder and SA cases, and they actually. And if you know anything about Flint, Flint is a dying city, sadly. And it's one of the top 3 of the most dangerous cities in the United States. And at one time, I remember back when I was in high school, we were ranked above Compton. I mean, wow, but they don't have the money. It's been years and years and years of mismanaging the city and the funds and leaders that allegedly, in my opinion, were more about making their money and living in their nice houses while the peasants sat around and starved and relied on. They made a community rely on benefits and promises and paved roads and they didn't come through and actually do anything for any of the people of that city. So there was actually one summer when I lived there that the mayor got a great idea to save money. They were only going to pick up garbage every 2 weeks. Okay. Our street had 5 or 6 new babies on it, which meant our garbage had diapers in it. And our entire neighborhood stunk like garbage. Like I never in a million years, one of those things that we take for granted is somebody coming and picking up our garbage every week. Okay. And when they come every 2 weeks and it's summer and it's August in Michigan and it's hot and it's humid and it's nasty. Oh, it was horrible. Plus, the restaurant behind us had a big dumpster. So that was nasty because we lived behind a Coney Island, which I thought was cool when I moved in there at like age 22. But at age 30, it was not so cool anymore to smell French fries in the morning. But it was kind of neat though, because we knew the people that owned it. We knew the people that worked there, and they had a gate that was right next to our backyard. And so we'd go out for a night of partying. We'd come home. We'd order food and they'd hand it to us over the gate. And if it was summertime, we had this big, huge patio table. And so all of our friends and stuff would sit out there and just eat, because that's what you want after a night of like drinking is like go to have breakfast. I don't know why, but you have to have breakfast. And so, it was horrible. It was horrible. So what they ended up doing was, a bunch of people went. See, this is the thing, though. Funny about that is that the neighborhood that the mayor lived in and some of the councilmen, they got their garbage picked up once a week, but we didn't. So some of the residents went and took their garbage and put it out in front of some of the councilmen's houses and the mayor's houses to be picked up. And when their stuff started stinking, that's when they said, oh, you know what? That's not a great idea. Let's go back to every week pickup. Yeah. And that's when they ended up doing, I don't know what they're using now, but they ended up using a waste management company instead of city garbage trucks and things like that. And so they eliminated a bunch of jobs and saved a bunch of money. But if you ever get a chance, watch that documentary, Flint Town. It is mind-blowing. And I actually know some of the officers that are in that documentary. Now there's one, I don't know him, but his name's Officer Frost. Actually, well, the officers that I do know in that documentary, I actually played softball with them. They were on my team. But Officer Frost is one of the main, I think he's a sergeant in the documentary, and he really tells it like it is, and it is just, oh, it's so good. So good.
And it's a different lifestyle. And I think people need to see what life is like living in rural South Carolina, and to kind of make those assumptions. You know how you have the elitists, and then you have the working class, and then you have the poor. But
oh, that's what I was gonna say about like where I live now. It is very different. We've got all these other little towns around us, and while we're all still from, excuse me, to whack my mic, but we're still all from the same place, but things are very different in each town, and you can tell when someone is not part of your town. And I don't know how to explain it. There's just, it's almost like going to a different country where they still speak English, but things just run a little bit differently. People talk a little bit differently. But that's how it is out here too.
it's a different world than what living in New York or living in California.
Oh yeah.
It's very different.
So does that, when I asked you about why you think there's other people involved, why you don't want to name them, I mean, does that connect into that? Does it make you nervous because everybody knows each other? I mean,
no, not really. Not really. At first, it was kind of, nerve-wracking. But now I said what I said, and I'm not backing down from that. Those are my theories. I'm not backing down, from what I said.
Do you ever see the people, I know you don't want to name them, but do you ever see them?
I agree with her. I don't think that I think he took their lives by himself and then called and said, oh my God, help me. Because literally when you follow the timeline, that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to work on like a timeline. Truth, we'll do that. We can figure that out. Or I can, because I really do. I think he planned to do something else. And he botched it because he botches everything, because he was probably hired in a kite, allegedly, possibly. And he's just a dumb criminal, He plays chess, not checkers. He is erratic. He doesn't, think before he leaps. I think that's what happened that night. And I think that's why I still think that has bugged me. Those pajamas on the floor.
Around the people you think helped clean up were involved?
Not anytime, not recently or anything.
Okay.
No. Everybody went on with their lives. So
You think they'll just get away with it?
I don't know. I really don't.
God, I hope not.
I don't know what law enforcement is going to do, whether they're going to look into it. I don't know whether they can, being that it's so much time has passed. So, I really don't know.
If this is my question about that. So let's say, like she said, so much time has passed. Okay. But that could be something for him, that he admits there were other people there helping him clean up, and admits that as part of possibly a plea deal, or to get the death penalty taken off the table.
How do you think the community will handle another trial? I mean, because we all watch it from the outside. There's so much interest. People watch it on TV, but like you said, it's different when you live there.
I think people were already moving on, with their lives. And with this, it's like reopening the whole thing all over again and putting the community back in that, limelight again. We don't know to what extent, but I know people were already tired of hearing about it. They wanted to.
Yeah, exactly, Doug. Exactly. I agree. Yeah, I do too. Those pajamas on the floor, laid out. And like I said, they weren't even tossed. They were laid out. So I think he was going to do I wonder. Do you think, okay, so she went to the doctor that day, right? Blanca just said she had different health issues. She was worried about prescriptions, about addiction. I don't think she was worried about her addiction. I think she was worried about his. I wonder, this is just a theory and just a thought. Was he going to maybe try to OD her? And then put her in her pajamas and put her in bed? Yes. Yep. Thank you. That you read my mind. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you read my mind. And exactly, Doug. And he thought he did, but then he couldn't do it, or Paul was still there, or whatever, and that's what I wonder.
Move on. And it's understandable, it's a small community and people just want to go on with their lives. And, they're just ready to put that behind them. The part that I don't like about putting things behind them is the fact that they're forgetting about Maggie and Paul. If you want to forget about Alex and what he did or whatever, that's fine. But, don't forget about the woman and her child, in the grave.
Yeah.
Because regardless of how they feel, they didn't deserve to get killed. They didn't, not in the horrific way that they were killed.
What about Buster? I mean, he's in a strange position now. First of all, it's sad he's alone, but it's kind of like, do you support your dad?
I don't speak to him, and I know I've told many outlets, I think the last time that somebody had asked me about it, I said, I just respectfully request that the media kind of let him live his life. We're going on 5 years, and it's taken a while for him to be in a position that he's in now. And I just wanted people to give him that respect. Let him live his life. He's not his father.
It could be. It could be. Maybe he put it in her drink or something like that. Or, yeah. Ew. These green beans are nasty or whatever. Threw it out. Maybe she didn't realize that's what it was. She just thought the food was off or something like that. And then that didn't happen. Or maybe he didn't have a chance to do what he thought he was going to do. Because that was something, too, I remember him talking about later on, how nervous he was because he had a bag full of pills in his pocket when he was getting interrogated in the truck at the scene.
We don't choose what family we're born into, simply because you think, based on rumors and gossip, that, all the stuff that was going on, let the young man live his life. And that was the only thing that I've said, give him the respect, give him his privacy. He has that, sorry.
It's okay.
He has a right to live his life,
Yeah.
Well, and also remember, he had a restraining order against JLR because allegedly JLR was harassing and stalking Buster and his, I don't know if they're married now, I think it was his fiance at that time, knocking on the door, trying to get him to talk, putting his phone, he was accused of putting his phone up in the window, trying to see what they were doing in there. Well, no, they had gone inside because they found in Paul's stomach the green beans, because that was something that I thought that was kind of a that was one of the important things about, is that he or she made the green beans because Paul loved green beans. So I think that they did come in the house to eat, because that was what they were all supposed to be meeting and doing, is coming home, eating, and then they were going to, from what he said, he kind of was back and forth, back and forth. Oh, you're fine. It's been so long, and there's been so many cases that all of us have been, watching. It's and this one was, there's just so many lies, you know. Yeah, they went out, and then he supposedly, allegedly, laid down on the couch to take like a half-hour nap, and then took off, is what he said, to go see his father. But that's not what he did. He ended up going out there with them, because that's how they caught him on the video, because Bubba caught the chicken. Because she thought it was one of her guinea hens, and it wasn't. It was a chicken. I remember that from that video of is it Will Loving? I can't remember. Their names are so fancy. Well, that's what I'm wondering too. Did the nap take too much time? Did he even take a nap? I think he went out. I think what happened was, because the farm truck was out there. So I think that Paul probably took her out there. He went out, or Alex took all of them out there on the 4x4. And then after he helped whatever, said he was going to leave. But instead circled back around, took out Paul. Just when we took that tour of Moselle, how the FBI agents were, the SLED agents were driving, they went outside of the kennels, but I believe he drove through on the 4x4 through the kennels, shot Paul first in the shoulder. Paul started to come forward and fall, and was at an angle, and he shot him, and that's why he had the head injury that he did. Swung back around. I think Maggie realized, saw her baby getting shot, and was running back around towards her baby, towards Paul. Because what are you going to do as a mother when your kid's hurt? You run to your child. You don't care what danger's around. You run to your child, and that's when he took her down, because the bullet. Because defense's expert was trying to say these were close contact wounds, and they were not. And that was one of the deals. There was two different kinds. There was bird shot, and there was, what was the other shot? There was two ammunitions that were in the same gun. Well, and that's excuse me, so sorry. That's what I wonder too. Slugs, yes, slugs. Are they gonna try and bring her into this? Yeah, the bird shot. They had all the little pellets. Yep. Because that's what they found up in the top of the door frame of the feed room. And it was that blackout shotgun. And then when Maggie was running, it was believed that she was shot, I think like in the leg or something like that. And then when she started to fall, the reason why it looked like someone shot her in the head is because when she fell, she was leaning forward, and this other bullet came through. It went through her breast, exited, and then went up into her head. I'm sitting here bending over trying to show you, like you can see me. I forgot it. Sorry, I forgot I didn't have my camera on.
He's not his dad, so he's not his dad. So that's the only thing that I've said. I want him to enjoy life, as best he can.
And how is Bubba? And Bubba was a dog, which you now adopted. Yeah,
Bubba.
a lab,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bubba just turned 13 on April 23rd,
Oh wow.
and he is not completely blind. He can see
Oh.
he can see light and dark shadows. He's not completely blind. He has selective hearing now. If he wants to do something, he'll hear you. When he doesn't want to do something, he'll pretend he doesn't hear you. So he's got a selective hearing.
See, that's what I wonder with my dog. I think she's deaf and can't see. The boys are telling me that she just doesn't want to do what I want her to do. So spoiled hound dog, you guys.
He has his ways of conning my husband and I to do things for him.
Oh,
But,
funny.
He's still
Oh,
very much,
Bubba.
despite the fact that he has that handicap,
He's a good dog.
he is a very good dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good dog.
Well, and Bubba is the one that they are wondering if that's how that other housekeeper fell down the stairs. But they had other dogs too. But Bubba apparently, like, to greet people, was very enthusiastic. And I remember them talking about possibly wondering if he had accidentally bumped into her and knocked her down. Because she had been to McDonald's. She had like coffees and stuff from McDonald's, I think it was, that she was bringing in for the morning. Because Maggie was, Maggie, oh, gosh, I'm bumping into everything today. Maggie was there that morning.
And he gets in the way. That's what my husband's like. Every time we're trying to do something, he goes and lays right there where you have to go. You have to step over. But yeah, he's adapted very well to, his new condition.
Because he was outside before, right?
He was.
Yeah, and now he lives inside with you.
Yeah. Once we started caretaking, the property, I had him inside the house.
Yeah.
With me, and him and the family. So he's been around my grandkids. And he's a good dog. He's a really good dog. He's a big dog. Yeah.
I guess he's a connection still to Maggie and Paul. In a way, to the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But now he's my dog.
He's your dog. Yeah.
He's my dog. And he gives us a run for our money at times. Let me tell you, he can be a little stubborn.
Yeah. And 13's old for a lab.
Mhm.
Big dog.
But I got him. I mean, he's in the best care. I have a excellent, veterinarian team that takes care of him that I found shortly after finding out that he had, diabetes. I found a vet team that's been incredible. And we've managed his diabetes. He's on insulin. He's on specialized diet.
Bubba.
Specialized food, I should say. Diet food. But we managed everything. According, he gets his labs every 3 months or so, and we manage as much as we can. With him. But he's been a good dog, and he's in. I mean, of course, he's older. He moves a little slower. He sleeps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He, like I said, he's got selective hearing. But
I'm kind of like that too. I mean, it happens as you get older.
overall, I think he's doing pretty good for the age. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for talking to me, Blanca.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate Blanca for taking the time to talk with me. You imagine, it can't be easy reliving this again and again and again with everything she's been through. So just again, really, really nice lady. She has the dog now. The dog seems to be doing really, really well, which you guys know me. I was really interested in that. And kind of, again, shows what kind of person she is that she adopted him. So appreciate Blanca. And obviously this case isn't going anywhere anytime soon, especially with the trial coming up. So I'll stay on top of it. I'm going to try to figure out when the first actual court date is going to be. And we'll see if the trial actually happens before the end of the year. State has made clear that they want that to happen. Defense has said, we don't really think that's going to happen. It does seem awfully quick for them to speed this up, but they've done it once before. And I'm really interested in seeing if there's any new evidence that comes along for the second trial.
Yeah,
and what Blanca said, will they try to introduce that there were other people involved? So we'll just, how it is with the Murdaugh story. It's like a roller coaster, and there's been so many twists and turns all along. They were unexpected. We'll just have to see sort of what happens next. So I'll stay on it. Appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate everybody who's been supporting my content and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you guys.
So yeah. Oh, he is a good boy, Bubba. I just think that was something that, and I believe Judge Newman mentioned that in his closing, right before sentencing, was what ultimately caught him was Paul and Bubba. And I just think that's awesome. And I do, I know there's the Stephen Smith case, and there's a lot of question around that. And that case is really hard. It's one of those that there's so much rumor that gets added into it that it starts to be hard to find the facts. Now, did that happen because his family was hiding that he had something to do with that? I don't know. But let's say he didn't, and this has just got to be a horrible life for him, Buster. Is who I'm talking about. He's got his uncles and stuff like that. I get that, but he's literally lost everyone. His brother, his mother, his father, everyone that he grew up with. And, I know people can overcome horrible things, but, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine being part of that family. But the brothers don't think that he did it. Now, her family thinks he did it. But it's so horrific, though. Maybe it's hard for them to digest that he did this. And I don't know. I'm wondering too, are they going to televise this? That's something else. I hope they do, because I want to watch this new trial. And I do think Eddie has a lot more to do with helping and all of that. He was the one that Alex tried to hire to take his own life so that Buster could get the insurance money. I mean, that's crazy to me, But oh, thank you, Truth. You said that earlier and I forgot to say thank you. Thank you. I did, like I said, I found Blanca's testimony, or at least part of it. It's like 2 hours long. So we'll do that maybe. Well, definitely do it on like one of my earlier streams. I hope so. Because they were in the first one. And it was actually one of the that Loving law firm. Loving was one of the witnesses that testified. I think he and his dad, if I remember correctly. That would be awesome, Truth. That would be absolutely awesome. Oh yeah, that would be so stinking cool. Yeah, even just take notes and like it was one of the court cases that had arisen from the Sebastian Rogers case. And one of the girls that was really following that had befriended the mother and stepfather of Sebastian went to the court. That's what she did. They took notes throughout, and like when there was a break or whatever, she'd come out and she'd call somebody, one of her other friends that was covering it, and they would relay the notes of what had been happening, because there wasn't cameras allowed in a couple of the hearings that had arisen there from that. And we're not going to go into that, though. That's Sebastian Rogers, though, still is missing out of Tennessee. It's been over a year. He's 17 now. Yeah, he was born I think in January, and my son was born in June, so they're very, very close in age. 155. Yeah, that would be really cool, because I want to know. This is because I was really invested in the first trial, watched everything that I could, and like Doug said too, there's so many documentaries and things, but they all kind of tell a little bit of a different story. The one that was really interesting was the one where they actually I believe that's on Netflix, where they actually interviewed and it's a two-parter, because the first part is interviewing everybody that had to do with the boat crash, and the second part is about Maggie and Paul in the trial. It is like, no, I looked, I was like, whoa, I didn't even realize that. To see, I can make a 35-minute video last 2.5 hours. How do I do that? I'm just so excited about my mic so that everybody can actually hear me. And I can't believe that it was something so dumb as all I had to do was put my earbuds in. I mean, psh. Oh my gosh. Uranium. Uranium. Oh, and I did put in Discord, I put the that Frailty movie, and then I put the link to Dalen Spratt's spirit box session. Who really killed Maggie? Who really killed the Murdaugh family victims? I asked them directly, and he's just funny anyway. I like him. Doug, I'd worry about you if you didn't say it. Okay, I'm just saying. Well, that's the problem. I stayed up until, what was it when I was talking to you? It was like 6 a.m., I think, wasn't it? Truth? When I was putting all my stuff in, and then I ended up going through, I hooked everything up to my, which I didn't multi-stream tonight. I'm gonna wait. I figure, you guys, it's okay for me to be in my pajamas and no makeup, but if we're gonna go over to like Twitch and Rumble and stuff, like, that's like, it's like going to meet company. So I have to do my hair and my makeup at least a couple times, so I don't want them to think we're low class over here or anything. So yeah, it was, yeah. And then I ended up I laid down at, oh gosh, at 8 o'clock. And then I woke up at 10. My oldest was at his dad's, so I got my little guy got him up, got breakfast, dressed, all that stuff. And I don't know what I did. I felt like I was doing stuff all day long, but I didn't really actually accomplish anything. Like, you ever have a day like that? And you're just tired, Oh, thank you very much, Truth. Thank you, thank you. But no, you know what I mean. It's like, we're going into somebody else's neighborhood until we like, plant down our roots in there. And I don't know how oh, that's something I was gonna ask you, Doug. Now you can say no if you want to, but would you mind being a moderator? Because we might have, it depends on if I depending on where I'm streaming, how many I'm streaming. I think it puts all the chat in one chat. I have to figure that out too. All this technology. This is, how do I do this? Oh, cool. Thank you. I've been meaning to ask you forever. Well, you do this. And then. There we go. Okay, next time you talk, you should have a wrench. Okay, that's what I thought. The other thing I'm wondering is, can I go horizontal and vertically at the same time on all of those, or is it only YouTube? No, I'm saying if we get people I don't know how many trolls we're gonna get from the other places if I'm new. No, thank you. Thank you. You've always been great around here and you got knowledge, and I've been meaning to ask for a while, and just because too I want to have enough that nobody ever feels like they have to be in here, Um because like when I used to mod for Molly, like, we'll do like she would do like a cooking live, and that was cool, and it was just like her normal people. But if she did something that was like controversial or anything like that, or if she went, if she decided for whatever reason, whenever she goes vertical on her phone, she gets like all these, or she used to get all these like crazy people, and it would just go like wild in there. And so all of a sudden you're sitting there and like I'd be like the only mod because it's just a chill live. And she starts talking about something, and all of a sudden all these people from like all these other countries start coming in and saying horrible stuff. And I can't even hear what she's saying because I'm too busy blocking and all that. I mean, not that that's going to happen, but yay. One of the blue team. Team blue. So, yay. Blue looks good on you, Doug. But yeah, I keep saying, and I just figured out how to do it while I'm live because for whatever reason, it was not saving when I was trying to do, when I was trying to add people in before, and I had to I was trying just to remove a couple people they're no longer in here or subbed up to me, and instead I ended up accidentally removing all of my mods, and then trying to get them back was a nightmare. It didn't happen, so um yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't It's summer. This is the thing. One thing that I notice, I get more trolls during Christmas break, spring break, and summer. And I think it's just youngins. And, because last night I had one too. And I'm like, where did you come from? Like, usually stuff's no big deal. But yeah, so they don't bother me. And honestly, trolls are good for your video because they're talking, and it's they don't realize they're actually doing you a favor because it's engagement. YouTube doesn't care if people don't like you. If they're telling you that they don't like you or they think you're ugly, or what the one guy say earlier, like, why do you look like a man? Like, okay. Why do you have a cartoon picture up? I don't know. And it's always the people that make fun of the way you look, by the way, is the people that have like the cartoon avatar up. Like, okay. I'm old. I'm older. I don't care about any of that stuff anymore. It doesn't bug me. You can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's what I think is so funny, is these people that are so pressed that they really think that I'm gonna tell her this and she's gonna be so upset. It's just gonna destroy her. Yeah, I'm Brian Etten, bitches. Okay. Don't even try it. I'm Brian Etten 2.5. Oh my gosh. Would you please let Brian, that lady talking, I can't hear you. Remember that? Oh God, that was so funny. Oh boy. Did somebody have wine for lunch again? That cracked me up. I couldn't believe that. But hey, to each his own. I've been called worse. That's what I think is so funny about this Kelly thing. Like, she probably really thinks she's burning my britches. And I am laughing my butt off because I'm like, really? Still? You're still that pressed over 4 seconds? Like, what? 4 seconds is ruining your life for a year. You're still thinking about it. It's still bugging the crap out of you. And I still didn't do anything wrong. So, oh my gosh. There's some, yeah, on X, there's some really like I can't. You know what I want right now? I want a Snickers ice cream bar, but I'm not going to eat on air. But let's see. But I can't blame it on Jerry this time because she's not here. It's Nancy Guthrie tip line for FBI. Still missing. Nothing, sadly, nothing new that ties anything to that case. Oh boy. Let's see. 54-year-old. Oh, 54-year-old actor Corey Feldman was rushed to a Los Angeles hospital on Monday, June 15th after suffering a medical emergency on a flight from Chicago to Los Angeles. Paramedics met him at the gate upon arrival. A doctor who was on board the flight assisted him. Doctors are evaluating possible pancreatitis or gallstones, and he remains hospitalized, undergoing further tests. Corey rose to fame as beloved child star in iconic films like The Goonies, Stand By Me, and The Lost Boys. He's been through so much over the years, sending him strength, healing energy, and all the positive vibes for a full, speedy recovery. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the poster child for a hot mess. Oh. I don't know who this is. All these people are popping up. I don't know who they are. I'm not following them, but they're popping up. So let me see. Catch up on chat. Exactly. She wants those 4 seconds, truth. Yeah, that's what you get for getting in bed with JLR. He's the reason why streamers being bashed by everyone in Tucson. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just all become about them. But that's what happens. That's what happens every time. And now he's moved on. He didn't care. Ted's getting, I don't know, Botox in his belly. I don't know what that was all about the other night. And whatever happened with that? Because Ted challenged White Boy to a boxing match. Where's our boxing match? Because I don't see a boxing match. I'm just saying. I'm craving coffee too right now. Oh, yes. Did you hear this? Jelly Roll filed for divorce from Bunny. I am shooketh. Shooketh. Oh, I hope so. I want to see that. I'll literally take all the quarters out of my piggy bank to see that. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. I don't need fish that bad. Oh, has anybody seen these shoes? This just looks like a broken ankle waiting to happen. Yeah. He filed for divorce. Oh, weight loss shot. That's weird. He's tiny. He's teeny tiny. But, I mean, you know, that's what. mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but that just really shocks me. Especially with, she stepped up so much to help raise his daughter, and that makes me sad for them because I really like both of them. I wonder if it said anything. Details from TMZ. But you lost all that weight. And that happens sometimes. Also, you start feeling yourself. And I remember seeing this t-shirt at the races. This guy had on it. Said, no matter how hot she is, someone somewhere is tired of her stuff, her shit. So maybe. And they had that breakup too. And they ended up getting back together and were so much more in love, I thought. He's filed for divorce. According to court records, Jelly Roll filed for divorce from his wife in May in Tennessee. What? Sources tell TMZ the divorce was a mutual decision by the two and a private family matter. Jelly Roll met Bunny in 2015 before he hit it big, but things didn't turn romantic until the following year. The couple walked down the aisle in August 2016. Bunny, who was previously a beep worker, decided to quit the industry in 2023 years after the marriage. Top of the drama, 1 week before the wedding, Jelly Roll welcomed his son with another woman. That's right, because didn't she help take care of his son, too? The couple has had a rocky relationship. Bunny has been open about the ups and downs, revealing they split multiple times in the past. Yeah, they were trying to. Maybe it was the stress of that. Because remember, they were doing in vitro. They were trying in vitro. Oh, this is so sad. It's so sad. It's like your mom and dad breaking up, I know that sounds dumb, but what's he doing? I don't know why all these pages are showing up because I sit and watch these dumb videos. That's why, like a fool, right? Just zoning out watching them. Let's see if we learn anything. Okay, thanks. I don't know what that was all about. Oh, that's a wiener cake. I don't want to show that. Although, oh, what's this? He cheated on her multiple times during their relationship, and she forgave him every time and defended him publicly. She also has helped him raise 2 kids. Yep, from his previous relationships, and treats them as her own. She supported him throughout his entire career and helped him get healthy again too. Now he's the one leaving her. Ladies, this is why you need to stop giving him bum ass men who don't deserve you. Ooh, they cheat, leave. Give an ugly man a chance and he'll act like he rules the world. Well, that's just kind of what I wonder too. I mean, being on the road, he lost a lot of weight. I wonder if he ever had the surgery. Movers seen at the Nashville home. Oh. And they didn't that home is newer too because she was still in the middle of fixing up, I thought. And I have no idea who this guy is. I know that he passed away in that helicopter crash, but he was trying to get the rights to his music right before that happened too. I find that kind of odd. That's happened to quite a few people. Yeah, exactly, Truth. Oh, that's too bad. But you know, I will have to say I wasn't seeing the videos of them like we were before. It was a lot of her shorts and stuff were her and her daughter and or his daughter and oh, what's her name? She's so cute. She's the makeup artist. Um oh, this cracks me up. I saw this the other day. Someone else had posted it. Big wave. Oh, okay. Let me find it again. Which one? How do I do that? No. Yeah, I can't figure out how to. It's so different on the computer than it is on the it was on TMZ though. That's where I was reading it from. And then somebody named M. This is the other one. On X. That really makes me sad. It really is like mom and dad are breaking up. I mean, sheesh. Okay, brains. Okay. No snake stuff. I can't handle it. No updates on any of our stories. Excuse me. That's cute. I'm going to say that's probably AI. Okay. I guess that's one way of getting in your car, right? Hmm. That's what I'm wondering because I just haven't seen him and it's been like some of her shorts have been like kind of throwing shade like if her husband says something to her, like kind of teasing out about the things he doesn't like about her, maybe, if that makes sense. Here it is. Oh, there. What's this? No. Well, I got the link copied and pasted here. This is what I'll do. There, I put it in Discord. Found it. That's sad, though. Because they were just so sweet. And I know from watching her, like, she had a lot of anxiety issues and things like that. Oh, this is the this is the Petitos. I believe. Choo. I know I miss Canvas. She came in the other day and said that work has been crazy. Oh, that's creepy. Wait, what was that? Netflix? Okay. Oh, moment. Oh, here comes a big tsunami. Yikes. Oh, this guy, he was drunk and barfed all over himself at the weigh-in before the boxing match. Thought that was pretty. Oh, it's Topanga. This is the stuff that I have been getting stuck on watching at night while I'm laying in bed, is these like food videos of watching like street food and stuff like that. It's actually horrible because then I get hungry and I want to eat. So we don't need that. Let me see. Just checking around to see if there's anything new. Oh, I think. Let me see. We can't find it now. Here we go.
For 25 years. And
This is Lynette Hooker's mother.
this is somebody that was his soulmate for 25 years. And he was going to stay there forever until he found her. He said he loved her. He did not treat her like he loved her. If he in fact did this to her, he took her last breath and then he threw her away like trash.
which is true. Allegedly.
And I want his family to know that they need to be careful. And I'm going to tell them the same thing I used to tell my daughter every time I hugged her goodbye. Watch your back. That's how I feel.
Understandable. One of the comments that I learned from my sources was that they feel very confident that they're going to get this guy. I hope
so. I hope they got so much evidence that there is no doubt, and Brian Hooker spends the rest of his life behind bars for allegedly taking his wife's life. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. He had one job, and that was to keep her safe, and 2 jobs actually: keep her safe and love her. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
hope that at least brings some solace.
I really believe, or at least maybe I just want to believe, that this was an accident. To think that he would do this on purpose is just more than I want to believe. And now I think he's being cowardly. And we deserve, everybody deserves more than that.
If Brian did, and we won't say that he did, but if he did in fact kill Lynette, he's not charged with anything yet, TikTok. But he not only took one life, he really took a bunch of lives. The impact that he's had on Darlene and Carly is immeasurable.
My great thanks to Bill and Darlene Hamlet. This is so difficult for them to have these conversations, but really important. And Darlene wants that message to be heard. She wants that message to go not only to Brian Hooker, but his family. And that's critical.
This is somebody that was his soul.
I wonder that too. He's such a coward. And he just can't face what he did. Or what we think he did. Because he isn't charged with anything. He's not. He's a suspect, but, you know, innocent until proven guilty, blah, blah, blah. I'll apologize if I'm wrong, but my opinion is that he ended her life. And he dumped her, like she said, like garbage. Because he just didn't care. And oh my gosh, you read my mind, Doug. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's just that it's that narcissist personality. And they cannot handle being challenged. They cannot handle being questioned or can't take accountability for anything. Just like Alex. It's another one. Narcissist, right? I've got to find that interview of that. She was a prostitute, and she said that he was rough with her. I'll find that in the middle of the night sometime, but because that's what always happens. Stupid to bury yourself. But yeah, I'm not finding anything. This right here is the is that video that I was talking about, and I put it in Discord. It's Dalen Spratt from Ghost Brothers, and he goes and he uses the spirit box to try and talk to. I just thought it was interesting. He had another one that he did with Kim, Puff Daddy's ex-wife, Kim Porter. And which, by the way, she has an absolutely beautiful grave. It's all marble. It's got these big, beautiful benches on it. And I mean, it's impressive. I was, wow, you know. But no, it is going to be interesting. I think that there are more people involved in this whole Murdaugh thing. I want to get into that murder for hire thing too, the plot that he was in, because he also got in trouble and charged with that, and he screwed that up too. And just, I don't know. Just, man, there's so many people that just behave badly, you know? So, I don't get it. Let's see. Trying to figure out all this stuff. But I will, like I said, I'll do my hair and we'll have a stream. We're trying to stream all of that, but I'll let you guys know ahead of time so you can be ready. And we can figure it out. You guys probably know more than I do. Well, I guarantee you know more than I do about it. But and TikTok, I have to wait. I think I need more. I need to upload more stuff on TikTok, but I can do TikTok shops on there. So I've got to figure all that out. But it is connected, so I figured that'd be kind of fun to go do like TikTok or Twitch and do games and stuff like that. Because I think it'd be a lot easier on those than it would be on here. I mean, I'll still stream on here so you can see, but do like some I'll try. Some days yes, some days no. That's what is, it's so hard for some people to do the right thing, but it really, really and truly takes a lot less energy just to do the right thing. And the problem is too, is the people that are doing the wrong things are, like, again, I'll say, excuse me, playing checkers instead of playing chess. You have to be thinking 2 moves ahead with everything that you do, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I live my life. But I'm a Virgo, so we're very analytical, and I think everything out, and I think the possibilities, and I literally have a multiple choice quiz going off in my head at all times. And yeah, that's what I'm excited about, is all the things that I can add and do. And I was reading something about it, listening to somebody talking about it this morning, about like playing music and stuff like that, and that if they catch you, they'll just mute you out, but that it's not a big deal, because is it Twitch that doesn't save the lives, or they're only there for like so long, something like that. But yeah, we can have a lot of fun, and there's like a lot of custom stuff you can do. I mean, that's going to be the problem though, is like some of the people I've seen that do, like, they have like these bots that do different things for them and everything, and that's totally going to make me squirrel. So I'll be over here playing with like widgets and all that kind of crap. You guys will be like, Gutsy, you want to hit play? So, so I don't know. This is going to get interesting though. And if they do have new evidence, and if this is going to be a DP case, it's, oh, you haven't heard her talk? She's been up. Well, I had her on the phone once, and then she was on panel once. I want her to come up on panel with me and stuff. That was fun that night that we did it on like a Saturday night. So that way I knew I wasn't going to get any knock, 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 knock. Mama, knock, 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 mama, knock, 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 mama on the door. My big old Sheldon. Oh yeah, I'm excited. And I want to have other platforms, because I just don't trust this one. with everything that's happened. And not to me. I mean, like I said, I got demonetized. It wasn't that big of a deal. It just was like kind of disheartening because I'd worked so hard to get there. And then they're like, after 3 days, they're like, no, sorry. And it's not like I was making bank off of it or anything. I mean, it's not, there's people who literally had like 5 digits that they were owed, and they got their channels just ripped out from underneath them. And it just, and I miss like the fun stuff that we could do, like the emojis and stuff like that. And being able to like gift people memberships and stuff. So I could do like special little things for members. It just makes me mad. Yes. Oh yes. My big shadow and my little shadow. Oh my gosh. My little guy tonight, I don't know what his deal was, but we took a nap in the afternoon, so I think he got like recharged. And I was trying to make dinner, and every time either the dog was right behind me or he was right behind me. And I'm like trying not to fall over him, trying not to fall over the dog. Oh, good grief. We are not going to make it through this, but we did. Like I said, we had a really good spaghetti dinner, spaghetti and garlic bread. And then we had some bumpy cake for dessert. And I had to hose off my little guy because he was covered in chocolate. But that means it's good, right? If you're wearing half of your dessert. Yeah, I know, I'm getting pretty good with the StreamYard stuff. That's scary. That's really scary. Well, funny, they reported soon after that they had a record-breaking profit year. But, well, yeah, you did, because you don't have to pay anybody any money now. And they switched it. See, this is how it goes. If you get demonetized, you can reapply, and you have 50 days to reapply or appeal and get monetization back, and then they will pay you your money. But the problem, what they did is, instead of having to wait only 30 days like previous, you now have to wait 90 days to reapply. So there's absolutely no way for you to get your money. And that to me is stealing. And literally, like I said, my channel is just, it's me talking. We review videos. We talk about health, wellness, self-care. We talk about just our lives, our experiences. But I'm just sitting here with a microphone on my computer in my office. And some of the channels that literally got removed, man, I'm lucky I didn't get anything taken from me, like my channel gone. But they literally have like production teams that are making their videos, and they keep talking about this AI slop, but some of these channels, their animation was so on point, and they were getting millions of views. But see, they were making lots of money doing it. So, yeah, I think it was, I don't know. It just wasn't, it's not right. And I feel like they stole from a lot of people. But see, they have a new guy running it. And everything is run out of India. You don't get to speak to a real person. You're chatting with AI bots. And I'm old school. There's just some things that AI bots can't do, I needed one. Talking about all that, I needed one. But this way, I feel like at least if something happens here, you guys will have a place that to come find me, that I'll say what happened, etc. Oh no. It just takes practice, truth. It really, really does. It's just practice. And when I first started doing nails, I did that a lot. When I first started doing them, I'd get done and I would end up most of my That's probably why half the reason why my shoulder is so jacked. I would sit there and have to file everything down and go back in and fill where I overfiled, all those things. But you'll get there. I still have, you know, nails that get wonky, stuff like that. It just happens. The biggest thing is just, like I said, always remember, it's all fixable. It's all fixable. If you screw up your nail polish, it's fixable. If you screw up the shape, it's fixable. And one of the things that always helped me too was having some forms around, because if I overfiled an edge or something like that, I could just throw a form on, reshape my nail, get it, to where I want it, and be good to go. Now my next venture, I want to go get some of that. And I thought I ordered some with my last product order, but some of that sculpting gel, where you can actually, sculpt it in your fingers and make like flowers and different things like that. And because I like a lot of the charms they have, but I would love to be able to custom make some that actually bend the nail, so I'm not having to go and backfill underneath them to make sure they don't come off or whatever. But I've been watching some videos with them doing some really, really, really beautiful flowers, and they're taking the clear and they're taking pigments and they're mixing pigments in and making the flowers and things like that, the 3D flowers, the actual color that they want. So, I've got some pudding gel, but it still is like a runny consistency. Faithful? No, I don't think so. You know what I did see though? It's a channel and I can't remember its name. It popped up on my feed. It was a robot sorting packages in probably like a Temu facility or something like that. But it was a constant, and see, it was on a constant loop. And I don't understand any of it. I think it's ridiculous. And it really stinks because now I'm not even seeing people that I normally watched in my feed. I have to literally go type in their name to the search bar and find them. And that's just ridiculous. I shouldn't have to do that. If I watch someone consistently, they should pop up on my screen when I go on my phone or my computer, no matter where I'm at. And oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, guys, it is 2:45 and it has been a really long day. So I am going to wrap this up. But I want to thank everybody for coming in and talking and hanging out and listening to me and all my stuff. Ouch. Ow, ow. And yeah, no, I'm telling you guys, you got to watch that movie. Fracture, or not Fracture. What was it called? Oh, I still have to read that case report that you sent too. Frailty, that's the name of the movie. You guys have got to watch that movie if you're watching the RN stuff, because it kind of fits in. So, yes, The House That Jack Built. I have to remember that because I love Matt Dillon. Yeah, and thank you for agreeing to mod. Like I said, I don't, it could just be us still in here, or there could be, 50 people in here. And I get nervous when we get more than like 10. So it is of a murder that happened in Michigan, not near me, but about an hour and a half away. And then I want to look into that guy that they just found there's 4 bodies in a yard from a guy that years ago, like back, I can't remember, like maybe 2017, had a report coming from his house of a woman with no clothes on running, screaming. And she didn't want to make a report. I believe she was a prostitute. But then now he's since passed, and now they found like 4 bodies in his yard. And what? 16-page report? What is it? Just all the complaints? Somebody's got to have it. The problem is FOIA is so hard in Arizona. There's another case years ago that I was following, and I remember them trying to get the FOIA reports on an incident that happened at this home, and it was almost impossible. Wow. Yeah, it's just going to come down to, I know, and I can't remember. Can't remember Arizona is this way, but I know like Tennessee, you have to live in Tennessee to FOIA any documents. And because that came up with the Sebastian Rogers case. People from out of state trying to FOIA, and it was one of their, because each state is so different with how they handle it. So, but we can all keep an eye out for it for sure. And your best bet is probably finding it either on Reddit or on X. That's where I find a lot of stuff, and then I go and try and cross check it and make sure that it's legit first. But that's where I find a lot of stuff, Reddit especially. So, all right, I am gonna go. I have a snack. It's summer, so I can watch something and try not to fall asleep while I watch it. But let's see. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow's Tuesday. So yeah, I will try and be back tomorrow. I should be able to, because both boys are home tomorrow and we've got an easy day. And we'll see if anything new pops off. And if not, then we can watch some more Murdaugh testimony. Or we can just talk and do whatever. Now that I found out that my microphone can plug into my phone, I might be able to have like a porch night or something. So, all right, you guys, thank you for hanging out for so long. 3 hours and 21 minutes. Wow. So, yeah, I did too. Thank you. Excuse me. Good night, you guys. And I will talk to you later. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Hit that like button too on your way out. Good night.